Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 19 of Gaming After Dark. I am your host, Noof Nukem, and I'm here with my awesome co-host.
Primal Eve.
What is up, everybody? We hope that you're having a fantastic Tuesday evening. And once again, thank you for joining us for this episode. It is going to be moisty up in here. We can promise you that. It's good to have Primal here. She is ready to go, right, Primal?
I am so ready. I'm already like towel down, ready to go.
Nah, that's right. My pants have been off long before I hit the start button. So I am popping up in here. Let's do it. Let's give a shout out already to the amazing crew who comes out each and every week to check out this podcast. So without any further ado, Timothy Dixon, how are you, sir? We got Spider-Man 356. Those two guys are like clockwork. They're 1 and 2 across the line almost every week, aren't they?
Yeah.
We got distracted by life. Life, what am I friggin' Scottish all of a sudden? Distracted by life, he says zoinks. That's right. Jeepers Creeper is in the house. Lunch Bizzle is hanging out with us. The indie gamer is here. Shizno Elite, my brother. What's happening, dude? Thanks for stopping by, guys, and checking it out. There you go. Primal, how you feeling tonight? What the fuck have you been up to?
I have been secretly playing in the background as usual. I'm on my second playthrough of Borderlands, and I'm just kind of knocking out some things here and there. I'm very interested in The Sinking City, which was just released. Other than that, I'm just working and dealing with assholes. Somebody had the audacity to ask me, like, hey, are you married? Or like, you have a boyfriend and whatever. And I'm like, no. The why would the first things out of their mouth be, oh, well, then something must be wrong with you? I was like, you're so lucky I'm at work right now. I don't know.
You should have said, maybe there's something right with me that I can see through the bullshit. I have my glasses on for quite some time. All right.
But yeah, no, other than that, no, just playing and my kid's getting out of school, so I gotta figure out what to do with her. I can't. She's getting too big to like lock in a cage and shit, so I can't do that anymore. But no.
Where do you keep your kid while you're doing these raunchy podcasts? Like, does she hear the filth that comes out of mommy's mouth?
That's what headphones are for.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, it sucks that there's idiots in the world. God knows they're all over the place, and social media is apparent with plenty of those.
Yes.
Hey, I'm an idiot once in a while, and I'm the first guy that comes out and admits it. That's one thing about Noof. You get what you see when it comes to me, man. So, but hey, I love everybody. I love, like I said, I like everybody unless you give me a reason not to. And so far, everybody's in the good books here. So, especially the people in this chat, these people are fantastic. I can't say enough about you. Legion of Gamer, what is happening, my friend? And thank you, funniest adult rated podcast on the internet. Well, I don't know about that, but I do like to think once in a while we do get to some pretty cool levels there, right, Primal?
Yeah, we have our moments. Sometimes we go a little too off, but I don't care. That's what the show's about.
Yeah, Jeepers, it was good to hear you over Retro Renegades. Dude, Eternal Shaddai, what is happening, my brother? Brian F., thanks for popping by. Siberia, my brother Siberia is in a house when he takes the 5 minutes to get off the ship and see the thieves. Way to go, man. Indie Gamer is here as well. Like I said, great crew hanging out with us again. We got some great topics today. And before we get into the topic, I got to give a big shout out to Matthew Roy Couture, who actually donated a month of Game Pass. So to all you guys in the chat, is there anybody in the chat who doesn't have Game Pass?
Honestly,
I mean, I'm pretty sure most of the people in this chat's probably got it covered. But if you don't have Game Pass, put it in the chat. Because maybe what I'll do is I'll do a little draw or something later on in the show, and we'll give that away. It's only 30 days, but hey, 30 is better than 0, right? So Eternal Shaddai says he can actually hear your moisture. He has got some keen ears.
Yes.
I never heard any
thank you for adding me as well. I don't know. Sometimes my mouth gets a little moist when I start talking. So if you hear some wetness, it might be that.
I don't know.
I never have dry mouth.
I never heard any queefing, but
No, there's a requirement to have. Still waiting for those special collector's editions, Noof. I'm waiting.
Woo! scream and shout. It's time to pull it out. What's happening? Spider-Man 356. Shizno is good till 2021. Shizno
Jeez.
gonna have so many Game Pass things. He'll be good when the next generation starts. Oh man, good stuff, man. It's pretty. Well, Eternal Shaddai, we will lick on those lips soon. There you. Oh, how about
Oh
that?
my
It sounds like
god.
you got a
Wait
visitor
a
there,
sec.
Primal. You got somebody
First of
coming your way.
all, first, what lips are you talking about? Second of all,
I'm usually thinking
oh
about the
my
ones
god.
down south, not the ones up top. But
Will
that's just
I
me.
be awake during this, or like,
Well, he's not doing it right if you're asleep. If you're snoring and he's whoring, then yeah, he ain't doing it right. By the way, Primal, you might as well tell everybody that this is not a PG podcast.
Oh no, this is definitely not a PG rated podcast. If you are a child or if you have children around you, I suggest you get rid of them and yourself.
That is right. The language can get quite adult, quite risque around here. It is Nukem and Primal E, Boom Boom Kaboom, and the sexiest lady in the room. That's how we roll up in here. That's funny. Eternal says, I mean, we will hear soon hear you licking your lips soon. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man. This podcast is awesome. Well, we try, my friend. We try. You guys are fantastic. Yeah, we got some great topics to get into tonight, and one is near and dear to our hearts. We won't keep this one long. We'll get right into the nitty gritty. We're going to talk about movies and a whole bunch of shit, but I wanted to talk about Gears 5. It is my most anticipated game of 2019. I think that might be right up there for Primal. I'm not sure because I know that Kingdom Hearts came out earlier this year, and that was your most anticipated game?
It
Was
was
Kingdom
until after I played it.
Hearts? There you
um,
go. Tell after she played it.
yeah, it's so difficult. Gears, I think the closer it gets, or once I play like a beta, uh, I think I'll get more excited. But I do it every time. I get myself so excited and so like hyped up for something, and then I just get like left flat and deflated. And
Right.
I don't want that to happen with Gears. I'm very excited for it. The trailer for it with Kate and the
Mhm.
Billie Eilish song, it kind of got to me too. I enjoyed kind of seeing her having a conflict of what her choices could be. So
Mm.
that's exciting for me. I'm very excited for the story.
Right.
It- it's the multiplayer that scares me, Noof, because that's my thing. So I'm just waiting.
I think it's going to be just fine. I don't think they're going to screw with it too much. But I mean, like, a shout out to Spider Man in the chat because he picked Kingdom Hearts as probably his game of the year. It was definitely up there for him. I'm not even finished it yet, but I do enjoy it. I think the game is
Oh,
fantastic.
it's a
And I wasn't even a big fan prior to. So kudos to Square Enix and that neat little game. What were you going to say?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't the game that I was waiting like 15 years for type
Right,
thing.
right,
It was just kind of something, I don't know. I don't
right.
know if maybe their focus was more on Final Fantasy 7,
Mm-hmm.
but which probably is and was the case. So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't a bad game. It's definitely good for people who are just picking up and getting
Right,
into the franchise. So I don't
right.
know. I
I
was
got to
just
ask you this, Primal. Where do you see Gears in terms of its importance to Microsoft and importance in general? And the reason I ask you that because
uh-huh.
when Gears of War One came out, it was a real groundbreaker. It was a
Oh yeah,
trendsetter. It kind of blew the doors off, right? Then number two came out. It was even better. It was really good. Number three came out, and then by then it started to lose a little bit of steam. At least I think. And then Judgment
yes.
just kind of took it off the rails and went on with it, right? Um, and based on the hype from this E3, like you would think that Gears, because it has been a couple of years since Gears 4, and this is like, fully fledged. The studios had time to really dive into this game, and it looks amazing. But yet, there seems to be like some people like us who are extremely hyped and can't wait. And then there seems to be a group of fans that are either like on the or the ho hum kind of deal, right? And
Right.
here's the thing: I know this game is in Game Pass, right? And I said this the other night. I think it was on Salty's podcast, but I said if you're the kind of fan that says, "Well, I'm only going to get it because I like bottom line, if you didn't have Game Pass, and I want to ask the chat this, okay? If you
Mhm.
didn't have Game Pass, would Gears 5 be a day one purchase for you? And everybody that's in the chat, I want to know if Gears 5 would have been a day one purchase without Game Pass, put a one. If not, put a two, which means you wait till it goes on sale, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm trying to gauge what kind of hype it is for this game. And I've heard a lot of people say, well, yeah, I'll get it, but it's on Game Pass. To me, like, if you're only getting a game because it's on Game Pass, then the game didn't do what it should have done. It
Right.
didn't build hype for you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yes, you're going to have it day one, but that's a given because you got the fucking access. But if you're waiting, and I see a lot this with a lot of people, like Metro X is a perfect example. Metro Exodus, I heard this. People are like, yeah, it looks cool, and I think I'd like to get it, but the only reason I'm going to get it, well, no, actually, that one's not in Game Pass yet. But see, there you go. A lot of people didn't buy it because they're waiting for it to go in Game Pass. So I think if as soon as you're saying I'm waiting for it to go in Game Pass or I'm only getting it because it's in there, the game did not live up to its expectation, in my
That
personal
and
opinion.
you're and how much of a fan are you really?
Right.
Like, because no matter what, if it's Gears of War, it's gonna be day one. You don't even have to tell me what it's about, what's going on. If it has Gears of War in the title, I'm going to get it no matter what, and that's what happened with Judgment.
So based on
And
what we got going in the chat, Shizno Elite says one, so he's a day one. And this is again day one. Even if you didn't have Game Pass, would you be buying it day one? He says yes. Timothy Dixon is two. Dreadpool says two. Siberia is a yes. It's a one. Brian F a one. Siberia puts one in it. Legion of Gamer one. Our Rob says one. What's going on, our Rob? Wild Bates, how you doing, brother? So yeah, it's it's just it's a great way just to gauge how hot a title is, and it
Mhm.
should stand on its own before the game is. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but continue what you're saying.
No, I don't even know where I was going with that. But no, yeah, for as a day one, because I knew you probably the same way. It's going to be something that you're going to get immediately because it's Gears of War, and you're a fan of Gears.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
and I'm sure majority of all of our friends that we know on Xbox are Gears people or even Halo people. We're all one in the same in the end. And
Brian
you know,
Brian F couldn't sum it up any better. It's effing Gears. What more do you want?
exactly.
Like, I don't know why the hype. Like, what is it about Gears that people don't like? Is a question. Because I know what I like about it. I like the over the top story. I like the larger than life characters. I love these
Yeah,
crazy world of Sarah and how it's like a futuristic, get torn up, demolished kind of world. It's relatable, but yet it's not completely alien or foreign. Stuff kind of
right,
looks recognizable. It looks like if somebody dropped a nuclear missile on the earth, you kind of got what half of the shit looks like.
right,
That sort of thing. That's what and I like how visceral. I like how heavy the game has always felt.
right.
How you almost feel like you're cutting through someone with that chainsaw, and you feel like the weapons have a little meat and potatoes to them.
Mhm.
And the characters are like the game gets right up in your face and that sort of thing. That's
And
what I like.
some
But
people
what is it
don't
people
like
don't
that.
like?
Though,
Right?
yeah, well, there's some people who don't like third person shooters, and there's some people who don't like the heaviness. I've heard of people complaining about just like the character designs on how, like, super macho, manly
Mm-hmm.
muscle beefcakes, all the cogs are. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like some of them can't get past that to actually look at the game for what it is. And
Right.
I've never had any real issues with it until until they started changing too much. And I think at 3 that's what happened. They added new weapons and they changed the whole entire environment. It wasn't dark and gritty. It was I don't know. So, and the same thing with 4.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't dark. It was like pretty and
Right.
colorful. You know, it backed away from what made Gears Gears, and that's why I my fingers are crossed for 5 right now,
Sure.
hoping that they kind of go back to their roots. Change is good, having something refreshing is good, but sometimes too much is a bad thing.
Right. It's better than he likes gear, but it's too many games to play. Let's give a shout out to the chat because we got some people strolling in. Philly Eagle is here. What's going on? He is flying in. Wild Bait 66 is in the house. Axel 1324. FC Violet, my brother. What's happening, bro? Thanks for stopping by. Who else we got? We got a Nate in the chat right now. Who else did I miss? We got Brian F. Draven Arrow is here. There we go. I think I've caught up to everybody. Our Rob is hanging out with us. Good crew, man. Good crew. Thanks for being here, everybody. We appreciate you big time. Some podcasts say it. We really do.
Yeah.
We got a small crew, but we love each and every one of you because you guys keep it real. You keep us honest,
Not
and
it's
you're
not the
fucking
size
awesome.
that counts, remember, Noof? It's the motion of the ocean, and we got quite the ocean, I
Well,
think.
let me tell you, with the crew we got showing up in the chat, including Mr. Salty's Game Over House, these guys know how to hit the G spot every time. They are fantastic. That's why Primal gets moist. You guys know how to flick a clit.
I know this is the only action I get, or at least the most I've been getting lately between like you guys and then seeing my lady doctor. This is awesome.
Oh, there you go. So you're actually getting excited when you see the speculum, huh?
Right? Oh my gosh, it's like the only thing that's been in me forever. You have no idea. Like
It's
I'm
like
probably the only
the
person that gets
alien peanuts. With Gears, look, I mean, I loved all the games. Judgment, I mean, wasn't bad. I just didn't like a few of the changes they made. I mean, story wise itself was bad. The biggest thing I really didn't like in Gears 4, and it started with Judgment, was these horde aspects brought into the campaign. So that's where we're going with this. Gears 5 apparently is taking some risks. Now, according to Rod Ferguson, he said number 4, there was some missteps with number 4. They played it a little bit safer with that game, and he admitted it was done because, one, timelines, and the fact that they wanted to prove to Gears fans and to Microsoft in the world alone that, they had the clout to stand on their own, that they could build a solid game and go from there, which they did. It was a solid game. It might not have been the Gears I think we all expected, but I think
No.
overall it was good. I think the biggest transition again was, and this is always the biggest risk, is whenever you change your main character. Marcus Phoenix
Mhm.
was the
Oh, that
character
was such a big
focus
improvement.
from 1 to 3, and now all of a sudden we got JD Phoenix and we got sort
Right.
of his sidekicks, and the old Delta Squad were kind of regulated to second fiddle per se.
Mhm.
What do you think, Primal? Do you think the character change is part of the reason, that sort of thing?
I do because there are like a lot of people who just want Marcus and that's it and nobody else. But you know what? Once they killed off Dom, it's like okay, shit's well, it's not real, but shit's gonna change. And I didn't mind having JD. I didn't mind having a different direction. I did mind becoming a transformer at the end of Ford. Spoiler,
Right.
sorry, the game's been out for a long time.
Yeah, you can't
Um,
spoil it after a couple of years. I'm sorry. That's just it. If you haven't played it after at least 1 year, guys, then don't even bother. You know what I mean? You're late to the show, so just go in a dark closet and play it somewhere.
But yeah, no, I'm okay, but I'm sure that it rubs people the wrong way. It's just I don't know. I think also with 4, they made the game to appeal to everyone, not necessarily just like the hardcore Gears fans, which I get, they're trying to
Yes.
get more people. So I don't know. I need to see some more of 5 to really like it
Right.
doesn't matter. I'm still gonna get it. I'm still gonna play it, but I would like to see more of 5 just
Hmm.
my own fears away.
Absolutely. Well, here's a few things that we do know, guys, to make you feel a little bit better about 5. I mean, we obviously know the main focus this time around is Kate. We do know that Marcus Phoenix and members of Delta Squad will be in the game. Okay, so it
They
is
all
what
have
it
to
is.
die.
You're either going to have to like Kate or you're going to have to put up and shut up because it looks like obviously they're changing direction. Marcus is getting old now, guys, and
Right.
maybe he can't get it up like he used to unless it's his Lancer.
I honestly knew I think it's so cool that it's Kate because if it does go in the direction like I love twists, I love things.
Mhm.
I like if we can get emotionally attached to Kate throughout this entire game and have her turn into the queen and become the villain by the time the
Oh,
6th game
yeah.
comes out, I think that would be so fucking awesome that she would be like the climax of 6. Like she is our
Mhm.
antagonist. I would absolutely love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, and that's something, and a great point, Prom, because that's something we don't see enough in games is that you see it a lot in movies where you see characters turn or you see role reversals and backstabbing, but in games, they play it safe a lot where you
So
get this character and and the character plays it straight laced from, game 1 to game 4. That character's always the hero. There's like not enough anti-villains or people that fill that mid-gap void or people that walk that fine line of being like evil and good, sort of like I'll say
Right.
like that Hobbs and Shaw movie, right? With
Mhm.
what's his name, with The Rock and Jason Statham. Remember in the first few Fast and Furious movies, or seven,
Oh,
and
yeah.
remember, see, Shaw was a bad guy. Now all of a sudden he's part of the good guys. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No,
He's teaming up with The Rock.
I love the changes and stuff. I love the twist. I like being able to see people in different lights than what you expect them to be.
Mhm.
I think it's fan-fucking-tastic, and that's what I really hope they do that. You hear me, guys? Do it.
Mhm.
Just do it. Or
Absolutely.
actually, you would have to tell them because apparently Coalition listens to you, so
Yeah, it's unbelievable how many things I sort of predicted that are starting to come out in Gears 5. I'd say it was well over a year ago. I talked about even grenade launchers being attached to the weapons, and now apparently a grenade launcher is an attachment for Lancers in the new 5. Then I made that weird prediction about the Terminator kind of thing. Wouldn't it be cool if they're
uh
making a Terminator and all of a sudden, well, they have a Terminator DLC, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I don't want to get off track. But here's
right.
some other things we do know. We know, and this is one to get excited. They have 3-player co-op campaign, and that gets me really excited. Yes, it's not 4-player, but hell, I'll take 3 any day.
Yeah,
We
I'm
all
fine
love threesomes, right? Heck, I never even had one, but fuck, that makes me excited talking about them. Hint, hint, hint. I can get the wife to go
with that.
along. Oh yeah,
Right?
I'll make that happen. Yeah, it'd be fantastic. So they're having three players. Now, one cool other thing as well, they've improved the target reticuling apparently into shooting. Apparently, according to Rod in this article, they have apparently, I guess it's red now for headshots. I think it turns another color if you're hitting the body, and a different color if you're doing the perfect active reloads. And it sounds
Whatever.
like you're iffy on that one.
Whatever.
I think that's
Whatever.
cool. Because
I
at least
I
now it gives you an idea of what you're actually hitting. Because a lot of oh, I got a headshot on that one, and you never could really tell. So this way, it's almost like a bit of a targeting system, at least to let you know where
I've
those shots
had
are landing.
Gears has been notoriously horrible with their targeting system. So in a way, I just I'm gonna have to laugh at that, and I'll see it when I believe it. Just from I don't know life experience with
Right.
playing the game, there is no such thing as a targeting system or a hit system
Mhm.
really when it comes to Gears. So if they manage to do this correctly, I will give them all the props in the world. But as of right now, that's a joke.
Okay,
No.
well, fair enough. That's you, Tyler. Hopefully, it works out good. I'm kind of excited for it. I think it's a welcome change, as long as, like I said, the guns are not wonky and too bouncy. The other thing we know is that the DBs may make an appearance in the game, but probably on a very limited basis. They definitely won't play a prominent role in Gears 5. And we also know that there is none of that horde aspect shit in the middle of the campaign. Rod said that's something
Oh,
they
it was
dabble
so
with, but he
weird.
said that it's out now, and I'm happy about that because I did not like that. Getting to a level and all of a sudden sort of having your level come to a grinding halt because you got
Yeah.
to sit there. And I don't like it
And
in any game.
build,
I don't know about you guys, but I can't
build.
even stand it when you're in a game like Call of Duty and you get the mission where there's always one in every fucking game, it seems like, where you got to hold a position for 5 minutes and all you do is sit there, camp, and
Oh,
try to kill people.
it's in every game. It doesn't matter what game you're playing. Like
Yeah.
you need to hold something down. Yeah, it's absolutely
Get rid of
ridiculous.
it. I hated that. I was like, I don't want to play Horde in my campaign. I don't want to set up traps and go to the fucking crate and get my weapons. Like, it's stupid. It just made no sense. It ruins the flow. I hated it in Judgment. I thought was the worst thing about it. But some people might like it, but obviously Rod and they've heard from the fans and they get rid of it. What's going on? We got Ashtray Gaming is in the house. Anime Heaven X23. How are you doing? Who else popped in here that I haven't said hello to yet? Eternal Shaddai is here. Distracted by Life's in the house. Philly Eagles here. Salty is here hanging out. What's going on, Salty? I'm not sure if Centurion is here, but what's going on,
Yeah.
Salty?
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, so Kate's main focus, 3-player co-op, improved target reticuling and stuff as well. We do know that the game is not open world per se, but there are elements where there is some choice now. Unlike other Gears of War games, the only choice you have is every once in a while you came to a stop and you went left or you went right with your crew. Now there's
right.
like a bit of an open world segment, I think, where you're on that skiff that we saw in the videos, and it looks like there's desert because we see pictures of it on a desert and we
Right.
see pictures of it on the ice. So it looks like you'll have. I'm guessing it's going to be choice, like sort of God of War, where you could go to certain places and
Kind of.
dictate. Rod did say that enemies will now have life meters over their heads, so you'll know how like close to dying they actually are. But he did also say you could turn that option off. I mean, I don't think they're going to have levels, but they will have a life meter, and that's kind of cool, I suppose, because in the other games, sometimes too, you'd be shooting a dude, and you're like, man, how many shots is this guy going to take before he drops? At least now you kind
Right.
of, oh, one more hit, and
I
he's
put a
good to
whole
go,
clip in him. And
right?
then he walks up and kills you in one shot. Yeah.
Yeah, you did that, right? You get ready to rush out, you go from behind cover, and you're going up there, like, yeah, this guy's just about done. All of a sudden, he's like, he kills you, right?
Yes. So no,
Yeah,
I think that that'll definitely be beneficial. I may even turn that on.
yeah, I think so. Primal likes to turn things on. Actually, she likes it
Yeah.
when people turn her on. So maybe these changes will get her going. But I'm liking where they're going. I know we didn't see a lot of the campaign at E3, and I know it was one of my biggest gripes. A game that's this close to being done, and we didn't see much of the gameplay. I also think I think we're going to see less of that anyway because too many idiots. One, there's too many fans out there who see something and shit all over it and bring the
I
game
know
right
it's
level down.
horrible. Um,
Or they nitpick stuff. We saw that with Spider-Man. We saw it with a variety of games where people find something in the game because it's an early trailer and you find something and they hang on to it. And, oh, that game looks like anybody is saying the Gears of 5 graphics aren't fucking incredible, like right up there into the top tier graphics. You guys, you need to go get your fucking eyes checked. You need more than a 4K TV. You seriously got to get the cataracts removed off your fucking eyeballs or your ass. I'm not sure which one it is, but obviously you can't see shit.
Right. No, it is a shame, and I feel bad for all of these developers trying to put their shit out because someone out there is going to shit on them publicly, and then there's going to be all these sheep following them saying the same
Right.
thing when they never even like saw the game or played the game. So
And spoiling it too. It sounds like they've got an incredible
yeah,
campaign lined up for us with a lot of surprises, a lot of twists, as you alluded to, Primal. So maybe that's part of it. It's just not give away too much because now, I mean, and for Microsoft, it doesn't fucking matter. As we already said, half the people are going to get this game day one anyway because it's with fucking Game Pass. So it's not like it's going to kill the sales because they're going to get it anyway. You know what I mean? People are
absolutely.
going to download it whether you play it on day one or not. That's up to you. But I'm going to go out and I'm going to plunk my $100 to buy the fucking Ultimate Edition because Noof is a traditionalist. I still like my discs, and I'm still going to go and buy my goddamn copy at the store, and I'm going to pay more for one game than most of you guys will pay for Game Pass all year. But I'm an idiot like that. I admit to it. Hands up. I
But it's
swear
your
that's okay.
choice.
But that is my choice. I'm
Yeah.
buying the physical version. That is how I roll. You guys know this from day one. You still know it now. So don't give me any more grief on it. Noof, why haven't you got Game Pass? Are you an idiot? It's like, yep. But anyway, let's move on.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. I like my discs, man. I like that feel. I like that tangible object in my fucking hands. You know what I mean? So there you go. There's a few of us old school cats still in the fucking house here. There's a few of us that refuse to leave the litter box. Yeah, Anime Heaven knows what I'm talking about. I own 1,000 physical Xbox One games. Goddamn anime. Woo! That person's cooking. I want to see pictures of that collection. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
And they're all copies of Gears of War.
101 copies. I got like every version. They changed the font on the game box. I bought that version.
Right?
I know people like that too. That back in the
Oh
day, like the
yeah.
hardcore collectors, if there was an error in the fucking like the artwork or there was something funky with the box,
I
you bought
remember
the English version,
Okami.
the Japanese version. You know what I mean?
Yes, Okami originally, they used their box art from an image from I almost shit. Don't fuck. Somebody needs to know this, but I'm just gonna throw this out
Alex
there.
Ross made the new
It,
box for the Ultimate, and fuck, that looks good. If people shit on the regular box edition, okay, but that Alex Ross artwork for the Ultimate looks badass.
no, they fucking Okami had a watermark from a magazine that used their image. They couldn't even come up with their own box art, which was it's a damn shame that it gets that far, but that was a big deal and that was worth a lot of money too.
Hmm. Yes, guys, I
Love
know
books.
digital is cheaper overall, I suppose, and it's also, like I said, it's totally convenient. I totally get that. If there's ever one reason I will ever go digital, it's the biggest thing is for the convenience. Because I thought about this a while ago. I was like, if I get another console, I get all these physical games again, and I go to move, I gotta fucking haul that shit with me, right? That's all these games, all these boxes. And I'm thinking, God damn, this could be a lot easier if I just talked the console and didn't have to worry about the game cases and the discs and every other thing that comes along with it, right? But anyway, that's a topic for another day. Until somebody smacks me upside the head real hard with a 2x4, I am physical gaming until Microsoft or Sony or whoever the fuck does it says, Nuke Nukem, you son of a bitch, you're going all digital now, asshole.
How fucking nuts would it be if they were like that everything's digital only, that nothing physical will work ever again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Shidon puts out a great point. Like there's moments in Gears 5 where we saw Ram kill him. It's an emotional movie. That Kim part, the very first game, like set the tone and it set it early. They got you in. It was visceral. It was action packed, and all of a sudden, this big ugly motherfucker who literally looks like he could beat the shit out of you if he farted on your head. He just comes out and stabs this. And Kim is not a small dude in that fucking game. He picks him up and shanks him with that knife like he was paper mache. And you're like, damn, now that's what some of these games are missing. They're missing that fucking villain that you just like, man, I can't wait to fight that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really hasn't been a
No.
really good villain in Gears. Now that I think about it, fucking the final battle in Gears 2, that was
Gears 3,
horrible.
like, you had fucking
Oh,
Mirror just flying around on some mutated bee. I don't know. It just didn't fly for me. You know what I mean?
no, it didn't. It's a shame. I want a good boss. Give me a good boss.
Mm-hmm. You know what was even more fun fighting the original Berserker in the first Gears than it was fighting like Mirror. You
Oh,
know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that. Remember how cool that was when that Berserker
Oh,
came out
that
for the
that
first
shit got my
time,
heart pumping. I'm like,
and
fuck
it's just running at you like a fucking
yeah.
possessed Jason Voorhees
And
from
you have
Friday the
no
13th.
control. Like she'll
Yeah.
fucking smash the shit out of you, and then you start over. Oh,
I know. I love it. Was cool. It was like a horror moment in Gears,
amazing.
and that's one thing the Gears games sort of got away from too. Like, remember also in the first game, like the Krill and how they reminded you. Remember that movie Pitch Black with Vin Diesel? That's what the
Yes,
Krill reminded me, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is saying, like, see how epic that first game was, and then like those moments, I remember them vividly from the first game. But yet the other games after that, with the exception of maybe a lot of stuff in number two, like they started
Oh,
getting less
I
memorable.
can't. Yeah, and you got me thinking about Gears 1 like all over again, and
Mhm.
Gears 2, fucking riding in the damn vehicles over the lake, the frozen lake, and then having
Mhm.
that shit break on you. And
I know. I'm telling you, this is fucking cool shit. Cyber
oh,
Gunner is in house. Cyber Gunner. We got
oh,
Michael Monkey Punch. Lugo is here. What's happening, Monkey Punch? Who else did I forget? Did I miss everybody? Supersonic Station is here. Here's Supersonic Station. We're gonna have to pull up my Micah Bar here, probably in one of these podcasts too, eh?
yeah.
Well, we should do a segment where somebody asks. It should be just called Ask Ibarra, and we'll
Oh
do a
my god.
fucking little segment where somebody from the fucking the chat asks me a question or something, and I'll have to answer. That could be fun. What do you think, guys? You think we should do that weekly and Ask Ibarra, and you put in like one or two questions or something? You let me know. If you don't like it, I won't do it. You got to appreciate satire, otherwise it's pointless. Because I know there's people
Right?
out there that give me grief for doing it because they're like, and
I
I'm just
still
like,
want
dude,
to
it's
do
satire.
like bedtime story or story with Eve, where I go through
Yes,
fucking. I thought about that the other
you've got an
day.
Ask Arnold. That works too. I can do either or. Ask Eve. We need that too. Ask Eve,
Oh
right?
my
Ask
god,
her some crazy
yes. You
questions.
can ask me
Absolutely.
anything, absolutely
Trainer
anything.
Darren wants to know if you can do voices. Can you do any voices
Um,
besides the sexy ones?
I've never really tried. I think that might be the one thing I won't do is try and do voices. I don't know.
You
I've
should
never
try it.
tried them. No.
Well, there you go. You should try it. Thumbs up for one, thumbs down for two. I'm not sure what one and two were. Ask Mike will the next X have full support of Dolby Vision. There you go. We'll keep those questions. We'll have to do it again one of these weeks. But let's end off on the topic. Just saying, based on the changes I've read, I'm optimistic. I really think this game is going to knock it out of the
I
park.
hope
I'm
so.
hoping that I hope it at least is Gears. If nothing else, I hope that it's in the game of the year conversation for a change
Oh
because
yeah.
Microsoft so desperately not only needs a hit, and I think we know that Gears 5 will be a commercial hit, but can it be that critical hit that they so direly need? Something that Xbox fans could go, this is our game. This game fucking is amazing, and it blew me away. That's what we need.
No, we definitely do, but at the end of the day, for some reason, whatever Sony exclusive it may be, will be game of the year. I
Well,
just
you know
I
why it
just
won't. You know why it won't, Primal? Because it's not a designated single player game with fucking 3 hour cutscenes between every level. So it probably won't get the love it deserves. And it's on
right,
an Xbox platform. I think automatically it's down 2 ranks if it debuts on an Xbox platform. It's
right.
automatically down to. I swear to fucking God,
It's
I'm
already
a
a
firm
7.
believer. It's already starting at 7. And it can either go up a little bit or down, but like it just feels like no matter how good they make a fucking game,
It
it's never
does.
gonna be
I
good
know.
enough,
It's sad. It's so sad. It's awful. I hate it.
right?
I miss old school gaming days where things were actually like criticized properly versus what's
Look,
going on
I
now.
loved Uncharted 4, but honest to fuck, if you're gonna tell me Uncharted 4 was better than Gears 4, I'd have to debate that. They were both fucking amazing games, but like I had more fun with Gears than I have with Uncharted. They both look fucking amazing, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Spider-Man says Gears 5 will be about a 93 Metacritic. Well, hope that Spider-Man is right. If fucking Spider-Man nails that
93.
Metacritic, I'm gonna have to go out and buy that motherfucker or something.
Right. Remember this 93.
93. All right. What was I gonna say?
Oh, you're doing
There you
okay.
go. Queef. But anyway, let's move along. We got a ton more topics to kind of get into tonight. Let's move into another game that's obviously come out and got slammed quite heavily. Let's talk about Anthem first and foremost.
What
Anthem,
what are you talking about?
exactly. What am I talking about? Anthem, guys, it's been out for a while now. It was on a lot of people's radars one of the most anticipated games of 2019, and within a
Uh-huh.
couple of months, the servers are foreign compared to where they start, that sort of thing. But according to the top EA boss, he basically is saying that they're planning to stick with Anthem through the thick and the thin. They got a lot of updates coming, and they think that they can build this game into being, I guess, more toward what we had hoped and what it should be. He thinks it's going to grow to become something special, according to Andrew Wilson. This article from GameSpot, that sort of thing. And I got to turn off this fucking ad because it's plenty noises. But what do you think, Primal? I mean, I don't know if I've asked you this before, but did you buy Anthem? Did you play it at all?
I won a copy of Anthem. I think I won it through Staggerly. No, through Lazy Black Gamer. I think. I don't know. But I ended up with a
Okay,
copy.
so you do have a copy, and did you even play it?
I started playing it, and because it reminded me so much of the Mass Effect multiplayer, I got bored with it very easy and quickly. I just felt like I already played it. Plus, I don't know. I tried playing with a couple buddies of mine, and it was just too repetitive for me. I didn't feel like I was really going to any new areas. The loading screens. I don't mind loading screens at all, but can you at least give me like a heads up instead of fucking randomly just throwing
Hmm.
me into a loading screen? Otherwise, there was nothing memorable about it. I didn't feel like I had a purpose whatsoever. I didn't know really who I was and what I was doing. Um, no, it's already uninstalled.
Right.
If that helps at all, it's just, I don't know. What concerns me though, Noob, is that I think it's fantastic that they are going to be standing by the game, but it might be a little too late. At
Right.
least from the way that I'm looking at it. I
There's a
really oh, sorry.
no.
I finally looked at the chat. I really want Bloodstained, by the way, Distracted by Life. I've just thrown it out there. That's definitely one of the games I have on my wish list, and
Oh,
sometimes
you want a game about maxi pads?
oh my god, in Apex, fucking every time I play Apex and it's the caustic, he fucking says, first blood, so the cycle begins. And every time he says that, I can't not laugh. But anyway, sorry, it's way off topic.
uh,
All right. I don't know, Noof, what do you think?
well, I just wanted to address Nate in the chat before anybody jumps on me over Uncharted. First, let me tell you, I love the Uncharted franchise, and I thought 4 was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, 4 to me was the best one since number 2. 2 was outstandingly phenomenal. 4 was almost that good. It was better in terms of graphic and play control. It was just I really like the story and two. To me, Uncharted means to me for PlayStation what Gears means to me for Xbox. If you understand what I'm saying, like to me, Uncharted was the franchise that really brought me over. That makes me want to buy the PlayStation platform. Do you know what I mean? As much as I
Right.
love God of War, if I had to give up one franchise over the other, I would take Uncharted over God of War. And I love them both phenomenally. I love all the games, but Uncharted is just amazing. I love that adventure. I love Nathan Drake. I love his comedy. But yeah, they're both. Again, they're both third person sort of shooters, adventure style games. Obviously, they're quite different in everything else, but I just wanted to make that comparison. Newf would love the first boss in Bloodstained. Let me tell you, the craziest ass boss I've ever seen, and hopefully somebody in the chat knows what I'm talking about, was on the Nintendo Wii. Remember that game by Sega? It was House of the Dead Overkill. That had some crazy shit
Yes.
in it. And the final boss was some gigantic naked old lady who gave birth out of her vagina and shit came out at you. Like it was nuts. I've never played anything more repulsive and gross and awesome and at the same time. That was fucking hilarious. Anybody ever play that? And do you know which boss I'm talking about at the end? It was crazy.
I don't
And then
know what boss you're talking about, but I did play it. I
at the
like.
end, it's at the end of the game. It's the final boss, and the crazy part is her son actually crawls back up in her vagina, uh, before she dies. It was crazy. I'm not fucking kidding you guys. If you have access to play House of the Dead Overkill, fucking play it. It's hilarious. Uh, but anyway, what were the fuck we talking? Like I like Anthem, okay, but Anthem is far from the game I hoped it was going to be. I like the play control. I love the javelins. I like the world. But basically, from the things I've been reading, that this game really started late in development. This game, while we heard about it years ago, didn't really have like it really wasn't built until like a couple years ago. You know what I mean? Like it was really
Uh-huh.
late in its cycle before it started to get meat and potatoes. And it sounds like they kind of went off the rails and kind of decided this game is way behind schedule. We need to make some changes. And they ultimately ended up with this very shallow game that
They
really didn't
do
have a
that
real
every
story,
time, though.
right?
It's so they have such a bad history of that. I'm over it at this point. It makes me concerned for any future that they have. Like I'm always going to be expecting disappointment with anything that they come out at this point.
Our Rob sums it up great. Gameplay is great, just isn't enough to keep you coming back. And exactly, our Rob is kind of shallow, right? But the game has the principles are there, the fundamentals are there, and I do think they have a great franchise on their hands. But I don't know how they're going to draw people back in. Do you go with a sequel at this point, Primal, or do you just try to keep salvaging the old game? Because I don't know which one is. I mean, we saw how Destiny kind of tapered and then sort of picked back up. And when the sequel came out, it really brought a lot of fans back, and it was a much improved game. So I don't
Right.
know where you want to go with that. And yes, Antonio, Lacia, what's happening? There was a lot of F bombs in House of the Dead Overkill. It was awesome. The motherfucker, yeah, the guy in that game used it more than Samuel L. Jackson, let me tell you.
I'm gonna have to say that they would have to make a sequel at this point because they've already lost too many people in the first one. They're gonna have to build from the ground up
Mhm.
and fix their mistakes. I really think that that's the only way. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard to get people to come back.
Do you think if they had made this shooter a multiplayer shooter, but more in the vein of the Mass Effect style, do you
Right.
think the game would have been more successful, or do you think it was a misstep
Oh,
because again, because one thing that EA has been known, or so not EA, but Bioware's been famous and known for their fantastic storytelling, for their great dialogue, their lore, and they still have plenty of lore here, but it's just the way it's conveyed, it's the way you unveil it, it's like how the game doesn't seem like it has a really clear path. You're just kind of led into this world, and it's go over here and fight this shit, go over here and fight this shit, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? So do you think it would have been better if they had of stayed even if they sort of bored it and built it around even the Mass Effect and drama type of engine? You think that would have been more successful?
yes, I believe so. I believe, especially if you can get in and out of your suit and do different things. Yeah, see that's an interesting game for me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it would have been cool if even when you're, when you're back at the home base, if you could have got out and you would have been in third person view and you could have hung out with your friends. that sort of thing. And the level actually felt like, instead of just flying around this big grassy place, going to this little spot and going to this little spot, like
Mhm.
it actually had worlds. It just feels, again, the best word I can use is shallow. It's fun as fuck. I love the javelins; are awesome. But it
Yeah.
just feels that once you get past the meat and potatoes, which doesn't take that long, it's just like, what are we doing? What is the purpose? It's, you
Mhm.
know, the other games just had, you know, I mean, fuck, even with Mass Effect Andromeda, I played that like crazy that year it came out. There was so much story, so many side missions, you know, but there was too much filler in Mass Effect. Less filler in Anthem, but it still just feels like, again, that, like, instead of leading their own charge, it's like they're trying to borrow too much from other games. It doesn't need to be the Division, and it doesn't need to be Destiny. It needs to be Anthem. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. I don't know. There's just nothing really exciting, even in the story or the characters. I didn't give a fuck about anybody, and their filler in there was boring filler. It was just like, can I skip this? Can I skip this? Like, how much faster do I need to hit my button to get through this conversation? Like, I don't know. It was just
Primal just summed it up. Their characters are there. I didn't give a fuck about anyone. There's your problem. Every other Bioware game, you basically cared for somebody.
oh
This
yeah.
game, you didn't give a shit. That's the thing. There's your fail right there. Right?
Hmm.
What's this? Philly says, for people who like to fall back on Borderlands, Newsflash game does not have a billion guns. It's about 150. All the rest are randomly generated with colors. And yes, he's totally right. It does not have a billion guns. Way less than that. It's just variants of the same fucking gun. Like I said, pink stock, blue stock, green stock. You know what I mean? Little things. He's totally right. I am looking forward to Borderlands, but it's not like my, oh my god, my be all end all. What's going on, Jay Slayer? Jay, how you doing, man? Yes, you are late, but you know what? You are just as great, even if you're late. We appreciate you being here for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or the whole fucking show. It's all good to us, man. As long as you're sticking your dick in the water, we are pissing up a storm. We are ready to roll. There you go. Well, you don't want you to stick your dick in my water, but you can stick it in Primal Eves and stir it if you want. But yeah. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. But segueing over to that Primal, let's talk about the next one. This was quite interesting, and this is something you don't see much of in any corporate world. And apparently, some of the EA executives, based on their earnings reports, which dropped considerably with falling numbers of their games. Anthem, especially, did not do the kind of numbers it was supposed to do. There's been a few other things as well. They've, Battlefield 5 as well come out to sort of dismal.
Right.
So Andrew Wilson and other executives declined their cash bonuses, and they're giving the money to a developer bonus pool. How that says a lot, and that's kind of cool. What
Yeah.
do you think about it? Because you rarely hear about that anymore.
Right.
And no, you guys take the money and put it back towards the people who make these games. Because at the end of the day, they're more important than me getting a bonus, especially if we're struggling, right?
Right.
It sounds like they got a good guy leading the charge, though. He's at least cognizant of that. So, what do you think?
I think it's fantastic. They're actually putting the money where it should be going. And they're not the ones that are okay. Yes, they are making their own money their own way, but it's the developers that at the end, it's for the fans, it's for the gamers, it's for everything overall. And EA EA needs all the help they can get at this point. So it's kind of I like it. It is a little ironic, and in a way, it's kind of like help us here, take our money,
Yeah.
fix this. So it's I don't see any negatives about it. I think it's pretty neat.
Um, well, absolutely, Timothy. It is out there. It is news that they gave up their bonuses and put them in a developer pool, which just goes to show you that they support their developers to make these games. And sometimes, sometimes the game itself is not the issue. Sometimes it's the way that these executives, basically tweak the way a game is promoted or launched. Because I'm sure there has to be a lot of it too that is like I don't see people when they're making a game. I can't see any developer sitting down making a game and first thing they're thinking of is how can we milk this for as many microtransactions as possible? I
Exactly.
don't see any dev. I see them seeing a vision and a story and going, let's make this the best game possible. But while they're doing it, they sit in a boardroom with the suit guys, and the suit guys go, I like your idea, but it needs to have this, this, and this because we have to meet our quarterly
How do
stock
we make
quotas.
more money?
Exactly, right? So that's why they do it, you know?
Mhm.
That sort of, and that's, it drives me kind of nuts. And it drives me nuts too when I hear, and kudos to them for doing this because how many times do you hear on the news of this particular company setting record profits and such a CEO getting some sort of $2 million bonus or $5 million bonus, and in the same sentence, they're turning around and laying people off. And it
I know.
fucking nothing drives me nuts more than that bullshit. The fucking greed of this fucking
Right.
planet and corporations. Like, this is what I said. How much is enough? How many billions before it's enough? Because these corporations can make billions of dollars, and they're still going, well, how can we save $1? Who can we ask tomorrow and fucking save $100,000? Whose salary
Mhm.
needs to be cut? How many fucking floor room minimum wage fucking workers do we got to get rid of? Oh, never mind. Let's get rid of 1,000 Americans and
Right.
and we'll hire the cheaper labor from some fucking foreign country. You
Here,
know,
here's the thing. They are so all over the place, and it shows. It shows in everything that they put out. Like they're so. I don't know. It's very frustrating.
yeah, yeah. Oh, Philly, what else could you see those headlines? Microsoft buys EA. That would be a PR nightmare. Uh yeah, I'm sure people would get excited about it, and some other people would fucking hate it. But yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. You see it all the time. It's not something that gets blown up too much, but you see it all the time. And at the end of the day, it sucks. I mean, kudos to CEOs, but every company got them. These people that run these companies, but yeah, I know, man. Once I do that raspy voice, but I don't think that profits and all these big bonuses need to come off the backs of the hardworking people that make these companies work to begin with. Like I said, people always talk about making money, but people are quick to forget that, like for example, these consoles, they couldn't get built probably without the millions of minimum wage workers that are working those fucking assembly lines somewhere in Taiwan or China or Korea, where the fuck they make them.
Mhm.
Sitting there for hours on end, fucking putting processors and fucking heat sinks and everything on the boards and snapping the plastics together. You know what I mean? Like, these are the backbone of every economy, right? And somehow they
Right.
never get the fucking acknowledgement that they should get. Everybody just sweeps them under the rug, but somebody has to start somewhere. Some guy was in my store the other day and he's talking about, oh, well, this kid working or whatever should have got the fucking education, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's lots of educated people too that have college diplomas and university degrees that are still working minimum wage jobs. Why? Because they can't get fucking work because
Exactly.
or there's too many fucking politics because you didn't suck the right person's dick when you went in for a fucking interview and you can't get in. Yeah, I
Oh
love that
yeah.
one where
It's all
uh,
about who you know.
oh, you love this one, Primal, that you see this all the time. You go to apply for a job and it says experience required, and you're like, well, how the fuck am I ever going to job when especially if you're starting out, but you need experience?
Mhm.
How,
Right.
how can you get a job if you got no experience, but they say experience required? So where does that leave you? Who are you working for? You just go home and get
McDonald's.
yourself a hand job. You know, like what the fuck, right?
That that is experience. You can't just be good at hand jobs right off the bat.
I bet you
Saying.
when the porno people fucking interview, they don't go experience required. Just as long as you're well endowed or you're drooping to the floor or whatever, come on in, poke it in a hole, and see you go. You got stamina, you hired. Because they ain't hiring porn stars for their looks sometimes. Because fuck, man, we've seen some ugly ass porn stars, right?
Ooh, yeah.
You're just like, how did that? Well, I think I know why the person got a job, but they damn well didn't get it for their looks. That's for sure. They're gonna get a bag on their face. Anybody ever going to tell me that Ron Jeremy was the sexiest porn star living? Nope.
Nope.
Oh, that guy just had other talents and had nothing to do with his face. Yeah, I've never seen a woman yet go, oh my God, that Ron Jeremy. He just does
He's
not
just so
one, not one. Sorry,
Nope.
Ron Jeremy, if you listen to this, but you probably aren't. But you're a legend, man. But just
Oh,
not for you.
I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing and could probably make me do things
Well,
I've never done before, but am I gonna choose him?
I
No.
watched the behind the scenes with him, and one of his talents was obviously he could go multiple times and he could hold it for when he needed. Whereas
Yeah.
a lot of guys they can't, or they can't get back in action very soon, which makes multiple takes very tough. But he was able to like kind of do shit on command, which is very
No,
impressive.
yeah,
So
he had a lot of control and he knew how to please the ladies. Like that was definitely a thing. I'm for me saying that I wouldn't do Ron Jeremy, I have seen a lot of Ron Jeremy.
Shirley has no idea that he's gonna go out and Google that the once and be like,
Oh,
"Oh, there
oh
you
god.
go."
How funny is
Trust
that?
me, Phil, you've fucking probably seen the guy on TV somewhere. Trust me, he
Oh
does some
yeah,
of
he
the
does love
commercials.
reality TV and
He's been in movies like fucking done impromptus and shit too. So
yeah, he's everywhere.
he's everywhere except for you. He used to blow himself. I've
I don't know. Who knows
never
with
seen that
that?
one, but that's an interesting proposition.
Mhm.
Well, let's talk about movies. Let's get to our next topic, Primal. Let's talk about movies. Let's talk about horror movies.
Yes.
Some people love them. Some people fucking hate them. Some people say they're shallow. Blah blah blah. I love horror movies. I think you do too. So let's just start off. Let's just talk about the new Chucky, and I know you've seen it, right?
Yes, I had so my daughter, she's been all about she doesn't like dolls, but for some reason she loves Annabelle and she was really afraid to see the original Chucky films, but she wanted to see the new one. So I was like, okay, whatever. And we go and see it. Okay, without spoiling anything, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the traditional Chucky that you would think, and they actually changed the entire storyline. They kept the same characters, but the actual storyline for Chucky completely changed. And if it worked or not, I don't know. I almost this is gonna sound horrible, but there is an IGN review, and I almost agree with them that it would have been a better movie if it wasn't a Chucky movie. If it
Mm,
was done on like all on its own under a different title and a different name.
right.
So
So it's because they didn't sort of stay like sort of what true to the old script. You mean?
no, yeah, they did it, and like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but the stories are not the same at all. And I had to go home and I had to show my daughter the original Chucky, and she's like, "Whoa!" Like that has nothing to do with the one that we just saw. It's crazy, but Mark Hamill did a great job as Chucky, but it's not Chucky. It's not.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
it's Stephen Dorff. Didn't he do the previous
yes.
ones?
Yes, and supposedly, I think I read an article where, when the TV show Chucky comes out, he will also be voicing him as well.
Right.
So I am looking forward to that. And
Mm.
now I'm stuck rewatching every single Chucky movie now that she's interested in it, I'm all Chuckied out. But, oh
Right.
my god, I love the Bride of Chucky because I have, like, Jennifer Tilly is, like,
Yeah.
one of my fucking she's like she's my Jason Momoa.
Ah, yes. Well, yeah, I had a bit of a thing for her back in the day. Her sultry voice, and of course, she was endowed in the old in the
Oh,
old
yeah.
chest Rooney.
Mhm.
Yeah, not a bad looking woman by any means. Yeah, totally can dig that. Hey guys, it's Jennifer Tilly.
I know. I don't know what it is about her voice, but it's like, okay,
Well, she always
I'm
sounded
listening.
sultry and sexy, didn't she? Like no matter how she was talking, it
Oh,
was kind of
yeah.
like, yeah, just talk dirty to me all night, Jennifer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this a movie that you're interested in seeing at all?
Yes and no. It's one of those movies I wouldn't drop coin to go to a theater and watch it. I'd probably watch on Netflix or pick it up on a digital rental. But I was a modest fan of the old Child's Play movies. I like the original ones. At least the first couple. After that, it was like a lot of other horror movies per se. They started becoming more like silly and becoming more like it's a B. I don't know, like just more like comedy, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? The mystery is gone.
Yes,
They keep finding
yes.
weird ways to bring these characters back, even though by all rights they should have been long
It was
gone.
definitely a
Uh,
comedy. Oh,
Freddy's the same way. Jason's same thing. Chucky's
ah,
kind of done the same. He's been burnt. He's been slashed. He's been, fucking everything, and he still
right,
keeps going.
melted and
He's
fucking
worse than the Energizer Bunny. This guy, like seriously, you know.
yeah.
So
But you know what?
Um,
You said it right though. This film is more geared as a comedy, and it's also more geared towards teenagers because the character Andy, he isn't a 6-year-old, he's a
yeah.
13-year-old, and they go a lot more along with teenage humor. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, 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 that's good. That's what we do. We're allowed to butt in here. We're all good here. We're all adults. Dreadful voices do it like Fran Drescher. Oh my God, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
remember her voice could cut
The
fucking thing
nanny,
could cut
yeah.
onions. Hey
Fuck.
guys, it's Donna. Like just her
Oh, and
voice
that
is
laugh.
oh
Oh,
my
jeez.
God. I don't even know how the fuck she sounded. I just know it was high pitched and it could cut fucking onions. I'm telling you. No wonder her career fucking died. It was like, man, she's right up there with that fucking what's his name there, squeaky guy that's in all the little squeaky guy. But he's on all the movies and he's very fucking loud. What's his fucking name?
Oh,
Oh,
Gilbert Godfrey?
Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried. I can't even do his, but you know what I'm talking about, right? It's just
Yes, I
like fucking, oh my
do.
lord.
Oh.
Oh man. It's distracted by life. Star Wars Episode 8 was a horror movie to me. But the blue milk scene, you mean?
Oh my
That way
god.
Luke died. Fuck. Oh. But anyway, let's hope that Episode 9 has some redemption to it.
Right.
But I'll just say, yeah, I'm not a big fan really. Like I'll watch this movie eventually, but it's not right up there on my radar. I do like Mark Hamill, and Mark Hamill being the voice of
Love
anybody
him.
is cool with
Love
me because
him.
he's fucking amazing. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, Gilbert Gottfried is doing an act that isn't his real. Oh, is that so? That's not his. Oh, I didn't really know that, but I always thought that's just the way he talked, which you never know. But well, let's just talk about horror movies in general. Like, is this? I mean, obviously, it's a genre I think that is going to be around, and it seems to. There's a lot of horror movies, a lot of B-rated stuff.
There is.
I think it's because it's a genre that a lot of people like. A lot of people sort of they say, "Oh, I can't watch it," but they're like, it's like a fascinating genre. You know what I mean? Like how many people sit down and watch it and then they like close their eyes and then they're like peeking through their fingers. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
it doesn't happen anymore. At least not for me.
like, well, I don't peek through my fingers. I
Oh,
like the genre, but the thing is, it's getting hard to come up with original. So I think this is the hardest part is finding an original script or a movie that really fascinates you. You know, and I can't remember the last time I watched one that was really enthralling.
oh, they're
I
so
will say
predictable.
that one, A Quiet Place. I love that. I even went out and bought it. When I actually go out and buy a horror movie, like on DVD, Blu-ray, then I know that movie struck a chord with me. And I love that movie, A Quiet Place. I thought it was really cool. The special effects are amazing.
Mhm.
Um, the way that movie started and kept you on your. I like horror movies that do suspense really well. The ones that don't give everything away in the first 5 seconds. The one that keeps
Right.
you. That's the thing with sequels, right? Sequels are the first movie is good. Like I remember watching the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and how as a
Mhm.
child that fucking movie freaked the fuck out of me,
Oh, fuck,
right?
yeah, I couldn't sleep.
But as I got
And to
older,
this day, I still remember the damn rhyme.
yeah, but as we got older, the sequels come out. You already know what Freddy is. You know, kind of know how he operates. You kind of
Right.
know what he looks like. So that
Mhm.
mystery is gone. That suspense is gone.
Mhm.
Bird Box was kind of neat. Yeah, seeing
I
Sandy
still
Bullock.
haven't seen that, yeah,
That
I
was
mean, I
cool.
don't.
Still a mystery a bit, but yeah, definitely
Mhm.
go check it out. It's a pretty cool movie. Which is kind of like what was a quiet place you couldn't make noise, and I think was a bird box you couldn't look at shit. So there you go. um, but yeah, I love horror movies.
That's what it takes nowadays, dude. It's a shame.
Well, for you, Primal, what's your favorite then horror movie or horror franchise, and which like character would you say? Which one resonates with you most? And I'd love
Uh,
to hear from the chat as well. What is your favorite horror movie of all time? What's your favorite franchise per se?
fuck. Okay. Well, as far as horror movies go, lately they really haven't been doing it for me because a lot of them are mostly comedies and extremely over the top, which I'm okay with that. Like I love my B-rated campy films like
Mhm.
fucking Toxic Avenger and all that shit. That's fantastic. But for me, I need to be psychologically fucked. Like I need to be like what the fuck cuz that scares me, and also the more realistic and the more it seems like home invasions and like intruders and serial killers, they fucking freak the fuck out of me.
Right.
So probably like one of the it's not really a horror movie, but it is, but Hereditary fucked with me for a
I gotta
little
see, I
bit.
gotta see that one. That's on Netflix right now. I've been wanting to watch it.
Yeah,
So it's a movie.
that was kind of fucked up. Yeah. But as far as like my favorite franchise, I don't know what it is, but I love me some Michael Myers. I don't know. He terrified me as a child. I don't know if it was just like the silence or
Right.
just being there and just looking at you with those dead eyes and that mask. I don't know. There's just something really terrifying about him. And Jason was pretty cool at first, but then his movies got seriously
Right.
campy and over the top. But
Well, one of the creepiest things I will say that I've ever seen, and a lot of movies have sort of emulated this ever since it became popular, was in the movie. Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it. What was it called?
I Know What You Did Last
The
Summer. I
Grudge.
was obsessed
No,
with
The
that
Grudge.
movie. I could redo. Oh no,
It was The
The
Grudge.
Grudge.
When they
Yes,
when they did The Grudge for the American, that was the first time I saw that girl, and I think if I'm correct, I think
Juwan. Or
Juwan. What was the
oh,
Japanese version? But I don't know what the character's name in that movie. That dark haired girl. I remember
oh,
when she first come down, like she would make the, and then she come down over the fucking stairs, and her limbs are going like all funky all over the place.
wasn't the
That
little
shit
boy in the cat?
that shit creeped me out, and still when I watch it, it creeps me out. And a lot of movies have sort of done that ever since that became popular. And that one, the other one, The Ring as well. People have been kind of doing that hair over the face. You see them, now you don't,
Oh,
and
the new Samara.
yeah,
No,
Samara.
Samara
That
was the ring. Sorry,
yeah,
but they're
Samara
almost the
the
same.
Ring. There's one Sadaku, was there, or something like that? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that was creepy. Like I said, I think my favorite like horror franchise is probably Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Freddy Krueger.
Hmm.
He was always a fascinating character. Even the reboot was okay, but it didn't have the same charm, the same as the Robert Englund stuff. I like most of
Right.
those movies. I even liked Freddy versus Jason when they came out. I thought that was kind
Did
of
you really?
oh, I actually thought that was pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was like it's campy as shit and kind of tacky, but
Right.
it was kind of fun seeing these two movie icons go head to head. But here's one I don't know if you'd classify this as horror, but it's one of my favorites, and I like them both. I like the original and I like the reboot. Fucking amazing, and that is John Carpenter's The Thing. Fucking
Yes.
incredible. I love the old one. Back in the
Mhm.
day, it set like a trend for amazing pyrotechniques and special effects. And I
Right.
love the newer one as well, sort of like the remake or whatever. Fucking amazing movies. You guys never seen them? Go check out John Carpenter's The Thing. The
Yes.
original one had Kurt Russell. The sequel had
Who
some
the
girl,
fuck
I forget her name.
yeah,
Yeah,
that chick.
Iceman is here. What's going on, Iceman? What's going on? Who did I miss tonight? C Script is here. What's happening? C Script. He's Haley Berry and Gothica.
Yeah, like movies like Gothica, I like the ones that fuck with your head. Like they
Mm,
make you think. I need to think. I can't just be like scared, like not scared, but like gory, bloody shit all the time. Like
yeah.
I need to be fucked with. Fuck with me.
Yes,
Um.
I do remember The Shine. I like trippy movies too, like even stuff like Guillermo del Toro's. Uh,
Oh, any of his movies?
what was that one where like the eye was in the hand, like freaky shit like that, and
Oh,
like I love Tim Burton stuff too, even though it's not horror, but like I love Tim Burton's version of Sleepy Hollow.
I love yeah, I love Tim
Oh,
Burton anything. It's something about it I absolutely love. Yes, Sleepy Hollow is great. Um, what the fuck? Now that I said that I love it, I can't think of any of the damn movies.
mm-hmm.
But no, I agree with you on the thing, especially when a remake doesn't do too much to change what it is and
Yeah,
enhance what made the movie the movie. Like I like that. They definitely did a good job with the thing.
yeah. So how about you? Another movie I really love, Hills Have Eyes. Love those movies, especially the original. Thought that was great. I love those, those twisted, fucking families that are all fucked up or whatever you
Oh
want
yeah.
to call them.
As fucked up as fucking I absolutely love Rob Zombie's A Devil's Rejects.
Oh my god, yes! I love
Yeah.
those movies. Those two are awesome. Those fucking family, yeah, so freaky. And of course, Rob Zombie's wife's in there. She's a freaky ass bitch in there too.
Yes. Yes.
Beetlejuice is great, yes.
Absolutely. Uh,
Not horror though, but yes, Beetlejuice. Apparently, they have a Beetlejuice sequel coming out.
yes,
I
thank
don't
you,
know
Steve
when,
Script. I
but they
couldn't think
do.
of the first one. House of a Thousand Corpses,
Yes,
and then
good
there was Devil
choices.
Rejects. Yeah, those were great. Absolutely. Yeah.
Hellraiser, yeah, the original was a classic. Like again, they started getting a bit campy and weird too, but like the first couple were really, really fucked up and kind of cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what I was going to ask you, like, what do you think might have been your favorite sort of reboot of all
Of
the movies?
Penny? Fuck. Oh. I don't think there is one yet.
Okay. For me, the one that I really liked a lot, I guess it's not that the original, I guess, was like okay, I suppose, but I really liked a few years back. It had Jessica Biel. It was the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
I like that version. I don't know why. Well, part of it was because I had a massive hots at the time on Jessica Biel. She was like my be all end all girl, and she looked amazing in that movie before she decided to get all straggly looking
It.
and skinny.
It.
Yeah.
It.
Oh my God. It.
It.
Yes. 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 Brian
Yes,
F. Yeah.
I would give
Deal.
it to
Deal.
It. Thank you, Brian.
Because
It.
compared to the original, the movie version, like the TV series was good, but it was, like it was in the 80s. It was when everything was really,
Yeah, but you know what? Tim Curry, oh my
oh
god,
yeah.
as Pennywise is fucking classic. You can't take that away. But fucking
Yes.
Skarsgård, or however you pronounce it, as
Yes.
Pennywise now is fucking
Oh,
terrifying.
yes. Brian F. Yes, you hands down, brother. I forgot all about fucking it. How could I? Like, I'm super stoked for the second, and I can't remember the time. And this is how I know I love the first one because I can't remember a time when I've actually said, "Holy fuck, I can't wait now to go see a horror movie on day one at a
Right?
theater." That never happens for me. I'm usually like, "Yeah, I'll see it when I get to it," but I'm just like, I want to see this day one.
Yes, I am looking
Yes.
forward to it, definitely.
The
Yes.
first one was, yeah, the first movie was just knocked out of the park. It was just so well done. I love the actors that they got portraying the young kids from this one as well. Yeah, I can't wait for that, dude. It's gonna be awesome. Was it the movie where the girl goes to the prom and they throw blood on her? That was
Carrie.
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 That
Yeah.
remake was pretty good too. I love what's her name. She's an awesome actress.
Um,
Well,
fuck.
Sissy Spacek was the original, but
Yeah. Oh, I just had her fucking
she was Hit Girl.
kick ass. Yes.
Hit Girl, fucking Kick Ass movies. I hope they make a third Kick Ass. I love those, but I'm pretty sure they won't.
I prefer the first one. What the fuck is her
Oh, their
name?
kids are kind of not really kids. They're kind of young in the first two. And now Chloe Grace Moretz, thank you, Timothy Dick.
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
she's also fucking smoking hot now. Couldn't say that years ago she was too young, but now she's of age. So yes. Hey, what Nuve always says: if there's grass on the field, play ball. So lock up your daughters, people. Oh, terrible! I am fucking terrible. Yes. But anyway, yeah, great choices, great people in the chat. By the way, Matthew Roy Couture is here. Matthew, what's happening, brother? Matthew donated a 1 month of Game Pass. I don't know how many of you people do not have Game Pass at this point. Like last year, if I said who wants 1 month of Game Pass, everybody would be like, me.
Right, I know.
Now it's just who wants a month of Game Pass. Everybody's like, man, I already got it for like 3 years.
I'm good until 2060. Alright, I'm going to be right back. I just need to run for a couple of
Yeah,
minutes.
you go out. I'll just talk about the Game Pass. So we're going to give that away before the end of the show. Probably just around when whoever says they don't have it will probably put you in a little bit of a draw. Okay, so it's for 1 month of Game Pass. We'll give that away before the end of the show. Game Pass customer, 1 month of Game Pass. We will give it away before the end of the show. If you don't have it already, we will give it to some poor soul in this chat who doesn't have it. Matthew can't use it because he already has, I guess, some or whatever. So there you go. Absolutely, Matt. Well, I appreciate you donating that, Matthew. It's a great gesture on your part, brother. Appreciate that. And I'm sure somebody will definitely put it to very good use. 30 days is 30 days. Anime Heaven doesn't have it. So there you go. Anime, you're in the front running for that. So I'll mark your name down and we'll put you in the draw box here before the end of the show. We'll figure out how we're going to give that away. So you might want to stick around to the end. I also need you to be following me on Twitter as well because I usually send the DMs through Twitter. So if you're not, it's Noof Nukem on Twitter, just like you see my name in the chat. All right. So Jeepers doesn't need it. So there you go. We might already have our winner there, but we'll get down to that a little bit later on in the show. We got a few more topics before we get into some of the other stuff as well. Let me just pull up my my topics list here because I got them on a closed out screen. Hope everybody's having a great night tonight. Again, you guys are fucking fantastic. Cyberpunk. That is going to be our next topic. Cyberpunk apparently is going to have some interesting romance options throughout the game. The Primal's going to weigh on this one for sure.
I am
So,
back.
Cyberpunk 2077 romance options. You can define what type of interaction that your character prefers. Now, according to this game, you can even be a transgender person if you want it, which is not many games, if any, have ever done that. So, what do you think about this whole thing? So what it says, in terms of romances, you can think that it's going to be similar to how The Witcher 3 was, where there were plot lines regarding characters, and if those NPCs were treated well and interested in Geralt, something would happen. So here it's going to be very similar to that. So I didn't play enough of The Witcher to really know how those things played out. Maybe you did, but what do you think of
Yes.
just romantic options and even character differentiation in the game's problem?
Fuck everybody. I fuck everybody.
And I don't think you
You
mean like fuck as
understand?
in piss off. Like I think you mean like
No, 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 no. If in any game, if I have an option to fuck everybody, everybody will have some of me. Like in Dragon Age, Mass Effect, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I will fuck everybody. Give me yourself.
wow. Best thing about video games, you can fuck everybody and not have any sexual harassment charges.
Yeah.
It's great.
Um,
Uh,
no, I think it's great, and especially like nowadays, everybody has their own preference and everybody sees themselves in their own way. And you know what? For you to be able to make a transgender, it could be a guy or a girl, be whatever the fuck you want. That's great because that goes with your own creativity and you can create the character that you want to make. So touche for that. But yeah, fuck everybody. As
Easy
far
money, 4K is in the house. What's going on? Easy money.
um,
Go,
but
sorry. Go ahead.
in The Witcher, your choices kind of affected your other relationships as well. So it's kind of like once you choose one person, that's the path that you go down. Now, that doesn't stop you from having sex from everybody.
Hmm.
But if you wanted a serious relationship with somebody, you would have to choose your one and only. But
Hmm.
no, if I could have sex with everybody, I'm going to. Like, that is my goal. I don't even know what the campaign is or anything. My goal is to fuck everybody, and I will be happy, and it'll be a game of the year.
Well, speaking of that, I have to give a shout out to one of the original awesome games that did this sort of when that was Fable. You remember the original Fable, or was it Fable 2, where you could basically get in a relationship and you literally had to coerce until you got the heart? And up until you got the
Yes,
full heart, then you could go
and
into
they
bed. You
fucking
could actually have
followed
kids
you.
with them, and you come back to
Yes,
the town and the kids are actually growing up, and you could then go cheat on
yes.
the wife or whatever. It was like, what?
In
I
real
thought
life.
that shit was funny as fuck. This is why I want another Fable because they did shit that nobody else was doing at the time, and it was just awesome, man. Like, bring Fable back, please, and make it fucking funny and all that shit like it used to be, man. Like, I don't want Fable to be anything but what we known Fable for, being
Right,
funny, being
exactly.
witty, being fucking Xbox version of Legend of Zelda, because that's what it was to me. The crazy ass British humor, the fucking the demon doors, the weird ass characters. Fuck that game.
It felt like jumping into a Monty Python universe every time I played Fable, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I'll do it again and again.
Like
So
Cheaper said, you could get STDs in Fable for crying out loud.
that's right.
Oh, that game was fucking awesome. But yeah, so like I mean, I'm for the customization. Like I mean, in this day and age, again, in an age of inclusiveness, it kind of sucks when you get a game that you really like and you have to kind of be, forced into a stereotypical style
Mhm.
of character. Sometimes that gets really boring. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
like the fact that people now can really feel invested in the world they create, can feel like that character represents who they are and maybe how they want to go about it in
Exactly.
the world. And then sometimes, I've noticed a lot of people that are quote unquote straight or whatever, they like to get into these games to test things out. You know what I mean? Sometimes they will go into a game and
Right.
make a gay character and they'll have relationships with the other sex to kind
Mhm.
of see where things go in the storyline and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Don't tell me that's in this chat has ever been a straight character and then played it straight the whole fucking time, right?
Mhm.
Somebody goes a little off the other end here once in a while just to see where shit goes, right?
Right.
Primal, where does the start line talking about what? Primal. What did you try to say? Where
Where
does
does
the
the
line
line
start?
start?
Oh, you're talking about
Oh,
games. Oh. Oh, Primal's line starts at upstate New York somewhere, I think.
behind the cows and the horses. Oh,
Yeah.
wait a second. Hey, God, that came out really, really wrong. I'm just saying I have cows and horses. I'm not into that. I'm just saying that is what surrounds me is
Hmm.
nothing.
Hmm.
So there is no line.
Iceman plays on one team only. That's the one with the biggest catcher's mitts, Iceman. Jeepers Creepers, no, I only bone to goat. That's where I draw the line.
No, that fucking yeah. I was right there with you,
Okay, yes,
Jeepers.
in there. I heard somebody talking about bone and goats. Well, now you're talking my language. Yes, indeed. I got lots of goats. I got pigs. I got cows. I got them all out in the backyard. Just come on by sometime. You just bring the beer. I got the moonshine. We have a good time. That's what we do. Thank you for that, Cletus. Now get the fuck back in the garage.
Just you and the goat.
See, easy money. I made Cassandra go both ways. There you
Yeah,
go.
Cassandra hit it all.
Mm-hmm.
Deserve it.
Well, that's funny. Like you see some games now taking risks with sexualization in games and that sort of thing. But then you also see a game. Here's one that really kind of blows my mind. I have no issues with this game whatsoever, but I have seen people make issues of it, and it was discussed on various forums and different podcasts. Is the lack of sexualization in a game like Mortal Kombat 11. Now, traditionally, you've known most of the female characters in Mortal Kombat to be pretty scantily clad, and in this version of the game, at least in number 11, most of their outfits are pretty. I think there's more nudity on the guys in Mortal Kombat 11 than there is with the ladies. So that tells you
Right.
something. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, isn't it kind of weird in a game that's traditionally very rated M, has always been known for pushing the
That
envelope?
there isn't. Yeah.
They definitely push it with the what do you call it? The fatalities. Holy hell, some of those are nuts.
Mhm. They're doing their rated M the way it works for them. They don't need the whole the sexuality or anything turned up in that. I think if they did, I don't know. What the fuck would they do? That's what I'm trying to like.
Who's got the nude mods for Mortal Kombat? First person against Baraka nude. Ugh.
Oh man, no,
uh,
they don't need it to make it.
no, no.
So
Sub Zero has a G string. He must have icy cold balls, I'd say. Old fucking Sub Zero. Get over us. No, Scorpion. Get over here. That game's pretty nuts though. Shout out to Iceman the other night for popping in my party and offering to help me out with a few things Mortal Kombat related. Gave me a couple of good tips, which I already put to good use, by the way. Got those Chivos popping. There you go. Like I said, I don't have much to say on this whole subject. I'm quite interested to see where it goes, and I mean, I plan on being, a male and most likely straight when I start out the game. But
yeah,
I'm interested to see where other people and other people's choices take them, and how these relationships will vary or have any, what do you call it, like a bearing on the actual storyline. Because that's one thing in a lot of games is that they all start out sort of with a good intention. You have these great dialogue wheels, but at the end of the day, everything you do really means and does nothing, right?
right, exactly.
Like, it'd be crazy. Like if you could, you go get in bed with somebody and like, the game has a timeline and years later, maybe that kid's grown up and maybe hates you because you abandoned him to go fight some war or some shit like that would be kind of nuts. You know what I mean?
Right. Uh,
Oh,
fucking like you had an accident or something, and
absolutely.
uh,
Uh, I think we've got pretty much all our topics covered for tonight. I do believe. Well, let's just talk about a few of the new releases that have come out this week. Crash Team Racing is finally out. Another remake of a great kart racer. Did you pick that one up, Primal?
no, I did not. I haven't played a kart racer in freaking forever. The best kart racer ever though is Diddy Kong Racing, hands
Diddy
down.
Kong
In
Racing. There you go.
64.
Who agrees with Primal on this one? Is Diddy Kong Racing the best one ever? What was your favorite kart racing game? People in the chat. To me, honestly, I got to say, for me, it was just because of how iconic it was at the time. Was probably the original N64 Mario Kart 64.
Oh, of
It's,
course.
it's only because it would. If you look at it by today's standards, no, there's been a lot of better races. Hell, the new Mario Kart is probably better in most ways, but it was just at the
Right.
time a real trend-setting game. Because what the one you had before that was just Mario Kart, right?
Yeah.
And you went from a 2D sprite where the fucking level moved underneath you, and now all of a sudden you have these 3D graphics. The courses were amazing. So to me, it was N64 because I had so many great memories with that. A great tracks, great characters. It didn't overdo itself, but it was a real trend-setting game. And I remember my buddies coming over and us playing hours. So between
Oh yeah.
Mario Kart 64 and fucking GoldenEye, fuck, we
Mhm.
played. And, those were the days. Having your actual friends come to your
How
house,
co-op, like
play.
real co-op.
Yeah, real co-op, drinking a beer, having a bag of potato chips, ordering some pizzas, and sitting there for fucking hours playing these games. That shit, I would pay money to bring that shit back. I mean, everybody
Mhm.
talks about Xbox. You know what's crazy? I got Xbox Live. I got fucking there. I must have well over 300 people, so-called quote unquote friends on there, and I have a hard time on any given night getting fucking 2 or 3 people of everybody. No offense meant to anybody, but when I have
No,
300
I know
friends, I'll
exactly what.
talk about, oh, I love it because I get online and I can play with my friends. And I can't get fucking people to play games. I got to fucking him and holler, and I got to send out invites, and I send out shit on Twitter, and nobody fucking plays. And PlayStation's even worse. PlayStation is like a
Oh,
goddamn
PlayStation
spirit
isn't
test.
very
I go
well.
over there and I'll see people playing, and I'll send messages, and it's crickets. It's like, so either you don't know how to accept the message, or you just don't want to play games with me. I can't figure out what the fuck is.
Right.
Like I go on my friends list, and this is another thing. There's so many goddamn games now that everybody's playing something different. I'll go through I'll you know how you Xbox shows your friends online, and then it shows like how many friends you have in various games.
Yeah.
I have like fucking 50 friends playing 40 different fucking games. It's like holy fuck. See, back in like 2007, when
Oh
fucking
my god.
more was it Modern Warfare came out, and I think we were playing Gears 2 and Halo. There was like three
Yeah,
or
it was
four
just 3 games,
that
and that was
dominated. Like on 360, I had no problem getting friends because we were playing the same fucking games.
right.
Now everybody's playing fucking Fortnite and Minecraft and fucking Forza and fucking Gears, and you know what I mean? It's like Jesus
Exactly.
Christ.
And then you'd have, like, the one person playing Uno, and you knew that they were jerking off on cam with somebody.
Dude, and it shouldn't be like when I'm trying to do a community game night. It shouldn't be pulling fucking teeth every week. It
Oh, I
should be like
know.
I should have people lining up to fucking play games when I say we're going to do a community game night. Now, I get it. There's the time zone is the big fuckers because how many
Right.
people do I have
Yeah,
friends that
we're
are in
all
the
over the
UK or they're in Australia, and that time zone makes it fucking near impossible. It's tough.
yeah.
Unless I'm playing like either late at night or in the fucking morning, I can't
Mhm.
get those people most of the time. Oh my god, Uno. Yeah, that's another story in itself right there. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've had my own Uno experience.
It wasn't Uno. After a couple weeks, it became, oh no, the
No.
guy's on camera again, and he ain't playing cards.
Nope.
You better watch out for
Both
his.
hands are not on the controller.
Oh, no hands in the controller, the pants are gone. But yeah, off tonight and tomorrow. That's cool. Well, maybe we'll play a game. Heck, I couldn't even find someone to play Gears 2 the other night. Jesus. I was like, one person, one fucking person.
Yeah, but it was too
Right?
funny, I swear when we played Gears, at least 5 people had to install the fucking game.
And then they're uninstalling. It's like I keep telling you guys, keep fucking Halo and Gears. Keep your primary multiplayer shit installed. Don't fucking take it off for some single player piece of shit you're gonna play for 3 days and then you won't play it again. Like keep your multiplayer because those fucking install sites are goddamn
Oh, they're
huge.
massive. There's some
Huge.
I have Halo 5 installed, and I've never even played it. But
Or just
I won't uninstall
you
it
know,
because it's massive.
skip buying the next fucking version of Dingledorf Goes to Hollywood and fucking save that $10 and put it on a fucking hard drive or something. You know what I mean? Jesus, go buy some hard drives. They're not that fucking crazy. Go buy one. Keep your shit stored. I got 4 or 5, man. I'm fucking rocking shit. I don't have to delete anything. I got enough space. You
Oh,
know,
man, right.
this fucking comment. Everybody's talking about this fucking digital shit, and nobody wants to buy a goddamn hard drive. Oh, digital's so convenient. Not if you keep deleting the fucking things.
Right.
Oh, I want to play, but I'll see you in like 10 hours or fucking shit installs.
See you later.
Absolutely, man. You never uninstall Gears or Halo, at least the latest version, because that's the one people will mostly gravitate to. Okay, that's just tip of advice. Hard drives aren't exactly fucking. Yeah, look at this guy. Look, Anime Heaven. He had 3 8 terabyte hard drives. Motherfucker's got space for years. Although it's crazy because honestly, Jesus, when Xbox One came out and they said you got 500 gigabytes, I was like,
Oh
holy
my
fuck,
god.
that's crazy. 500 gigs? and then I installed. I think I installed Forza 5 and Halo, and I was like, "It's gone.
I
It's
remember,
gone."
yeah, I remember the original 360s with the 32
Oh,
megabyte memory cards, or the
20,
64
20
megabyte
gig.
memory cards, if
You
you
had a
fill
20
in.
gig hard drive. That was the pro version, and it came. Or if you had the fucking, if you were the cheap bastard, or you were unlucky enough to get the pro, you had
Oh,
to get fucking
God.
512 megabyte memory stick.
Yes, yes.
Think about that. 512 megs. It can't even save your gamer tag these days. Jesus.
I spent over $500 for the Resident Evil Xbox 360 that came with 120 gigs, and that was massive. That was like the biggest. Like, oh my god, what am I gonna do with all this space? If I had it now, that's one game. It's
I'll
so
fill you in
awful.
with the knowledge. 500,000 blocks is what the original Xbox had. That's they
Jeez.
call it blocks back in the day. Yeah, it was kind of weird. But
Oh,
back in the day, like you had everything like was ran off the disc. That was a deal. Like the original
yes.
Xbox, it read the game from the disc. The 360, 95% of the games all ran from the disc unless you had the optional install, and that was for like the texture pack. I remember like I think
Yep.
Splinter Cell, Blacklist, and there was a couple other games where you literally had to install the other game, I guess for the extra content or again for the better textures, apparently, shit like
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
So
they did. I remember I had to install Lost Odyssey,
mhm.
uh, but it did it helped with loading times, and it made
Mhm.
it smoother, but, I miss the original Xbox because I used to install all my CDs back in the day, or, like, I would make CDs, and then you could listen to the music in the background. That was, like, the shit.
There you
Those
go.
days. Sorry.
Animate
I'm
three
I'm
terabyte of free.
reminiscing.
Anyway, I'm getting off the topic. And
Yeah.
here's the other thing, okay? And I'm going to put this out for all y'all, okay? If you got me added on Xbox, you see me online. Unless I'm watching Netflix or something, there's chances are I'm watching a movie, okay? Um, Okay, and then I'm probably wanting to watch the movies, or probably the reason I'm watching Netflix is I don't feel like playing games. That's usually how it works. If I'm playing Netflix, it's probably because I'm just tired of playing games. But if I'm just sitting on the dashboard, or I could be playing any other game, and you want to play a game, all you got to do is send a little message. Doof, down for something. That is it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to be embarrassed. If I'm in a fucking party, you can jump in. I'm not one of those pricks that gives a fuck if you're jumping into parties. Nothing to hide here. Just jump in, say hello. If you want to play a game, good. If I'm in a game and you notice there's room, jump the fuck in. I don't care. I love seeing people from the community come and play games. I've met so many amazing people because of video gaming. This is why I tell you, jump in if you want to play. It's simple. I love that. That's what makes this fucking online amazing to me. Is I get real cool people like Iceman, like fucking Iceman. I met through podcasts. We've been gaming since we've been gaming a couple of years. Me and Iceman, the guys in the chat here. He's fucking amazing, dude. He's awesome to play Gears with. And Primal can tell you herself, we haven't played a ton of games in Primal, but the games we have played and the times you've hooked
Oh,
up
it's
in the
been
game night
talking
have
ton of
been
shit.
off the hook. They've been
Yeah,
fucking fun. Dread Pools in the chat. We've played a billion times. We've had a ton of fun. Lots of people here in the chat. Lots of people in the chat here right now that I've never played a game with.
right.
Uh, but yeah, man, just send me a message. Don't be shy. And if it's not like that, send me a message. We'll play some fucking games. And like I said, I would love to set up a permanent community game night and have different people each and every week. And some
Oh,
people say, well, if you set up a community game night and you got too many people, how does that work? Well, what we do is we rotate in and out. Okay, so if there's too many people, somebody will sit out a game, somebody goes in a game. Not everybody stays the whole time either. Some people are on time zones, so they might be there for the first half and not for the second, right? So if you sit around, you get in you can have 16 people in the party. Rarely do we ever fill up the party. Most times you got 6, 7, 8, maybe 10,
yeah.
that sort of shit, right? Am I down for some Uno? Well, not if your dick's hanging out, Dread. I'll turn my camera on, bro. Anime, absolutely, brother. Hit me up, dude. We'll play. It's Buddha time. See, Buddha, I met him through podcasts. We played a few games together, not in a while, though. He keeps playing the games that I don't really care to play, but but it's all cool. Buddha's a good dude. The first time I remember Buddha jumping in one of my I think it was one of my streams when he mixed it was a Wolfenstein thing. So he's a cool guy. Just I'm saying there's lots of cool guys out there. Truth X7, what's happening, man? Thanks for the love. Yeah, I don't want to use my cam, no man. Nobody needs to see my ugly mug. There's a reason I stay off the cam. I'm not sexy like Primal, and I don't. Well, I got big boobs, but not as big as hers.
Oh, I'm so awkward on camera. I'm just head and boobs.
Oh, I'm pretty
I
sure if you get on the cam one of these nights, I'm pretty sure our ratings are going to go right up. The guys will. They're gonna go up. I tell you, we're gonna get more viewers.
Uh-huh.
You'll have to doll yourself up some night when you come home from work and just little hang out a little bit. You know what I mean? Little tease. These guys are waiting. How many of you guys would like to see Promo for even like 30 seconds?
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Like this crowd that shows up here. They will go up with no blue pills. Amen to that. There you go. Promo's not hard on the eyes. We love you, Promo. You're awesome.
I appreciate it.
Your personality alone is just amazing, and the guys that come out for you on the podcast, this is why they love you, because you're just fucking real, and you're a
I'm
rarity.
just one of the guys. That's all. I'm not.
You're a rarity. You're like the girl every guy wants, but like, you know what I mean? Or most guys should want you anyway. I think most of the guys in the chat want you. Fucking UK dads will probably book a plane to come over. You know what I mean? But that personality speaks volumes, man. Yes, she is funny. She's awesome. She is the female Nuko, and she's damn good at gears. Yes, she is, guys. You want to get your ass handed to you? Go play her. Guys are like, hell yes, I want to see you. Primal the gears. All right, so we're 9:35. Anyway, I've kind of been rambling on for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, we don't even have to go into my last question because we kind of covered it throughout a few things. So I don't know. It's up to you.
All right. Well, all right. How about this one then, Primal? How about I'll throw a question out for you.
Okay.
If you could choose to see one of your favorite video game characters in the buff, who would it be?
That's so easy. That's so easy.
As soon as you see them, you're like, man, if I could have a night with that video game character, I'd be at that. You know what I mean?
Well, because I have a huge crush on Mad Moxie. I would love to see her completely fucking naked. That'd be really awesome. But as far as a guy, that's hard.
One of the guys from Final Fantasy, maybe?
I was maybe Baird or Hoffman.
Baird Hoffman?
Yeah, I even think
Hoffman. I didn't peg that one. Okay, so what to grind your gears off?
I don't know what it is. I think it's because I like older guys. I don't know, but something about Hoffman. I don't know. Maybe there is something wrong with me, but yeah, let's erase Hoffman.
There you go, guys. The bar hasn't been set as high as you thought it was going to be, so if she's picking Hoffman, you may have a shot here.
That's hilarious.
You're old and wrinkly, and you can't. Marcus, hey Marcus, get to the chopper. Lilith from Borderlands, according to Antonio Lacia. Who else is here? Anime Heaven, Marcus. Oh, he says Marcus Phoenix Crush. Is that who you want to see anime, or is that who you're asking if she'd want to see? Antonio says Kate Diaz. Yes, that's a good one. Iceman, Lara, and Kate. I'm assuming Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Anime says Lara Croft. Cyber Gunter. Cortana's like halfway naked anyway, but she's all blue. She's like a fucking. It's like a Smurf and a cyborg.
I am not a video game character.
Cyber, hey Grandpa, you got a chance at Primal Eve. Fucking woman love the Great Fox. For me, you know what? I don't know. Like, there's so many out there in the games.
Chun-Li would be pretty sexy too.
Yeah, Chun-Li. Yes, I've always had a thing too from Dead or Alive. The one who wears the blue outfit. What's her name? You remember that one in Dead or Alive? She's kind of like the Dead or Alive version of Chun-Li. But Bayonetta, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Bayonetta.
I don't know. She kind of looks like Sarah Palin.
I'm thankful that thankful her hair actually comes off because she's that fucking bushy, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, I know, that's so fucking insane.
Get the lawnmower out. Her powers don't work, so you got to get the lawnmower out to get her clothes off. Yes, Kasumi. Kasumi, thank you, Antonia. Kasumi was tight, and of course Lara Croft today, because the original version she was just too pointy for me, man.
Can you imagine?
Could you imagine if you had to wake up with the 1996 version of Lara Croft? I think you'd be scared.
Oh my God,
it's pretty freaky to me. She might have looked at the 1996, but you look at her now, you're like, yeah, no thanks. Yeah. Eyes on Chun Li, eh? I'm surprised the ladies wouldn't like to sleep with Blanca.
Oh my god.
Shocking experience. Or actually, you know what? Probably
It
Delson.
would
It had to
shock
be
me.
Delson because he can make everything extend.
Oh my god. Blech. Oh my god, and it would happen so slowly. Oh my god, that is such a slow extension. Jesus, no. So fucking terrible.
Fucking Delson, yeah. And I never want to get a hand job from E Honda, that's for sure.
Oh my god.
Now, where the fuck? See here, guys. I appreciate you guys coming to watch this podcast. Because where the fuck on any other podcast will you hear this crazy ass? You find a podcast as up and fucking crazy like me and Primal. Tell me I want to podcast,
Oh.
but you ain't finding this in your regular Monday to Friday shit. I'm sorry. What we do different. We're out of it here, baby. Yeah, that's what you guys out here, right? I
Oh
love
man.
podcasts, but they don't do this shit. They just keep it strictly by the book while we threw the fucking book in the garbage and burned
Yeah,
the
there is no buck. It's just God.
paper.
Oh, fucking E Honda. Way to get fisted.
Oh man.
Fuck.
You know what, brother? I would love to have Crap on as a guest. Crap's a friend of mine. I mean, we're not like good friends, you know. I've never been out with a beer. I'd love to get him on, but good luck to that. First, I think it's past his bedtime, old fucker. And two, I don't know, man. I'm lucky to ever get Crap just to play a game. I've probably played a few games of Crap here and there, but yeah. But if I could ever get him on, I would. I've already extended invitations to him and a few other podcasters, but some of these podcasts are now they're a little too big for Noof Nukem now. Their channels are blowing up, and Noof's a bad look for them, so they probably
Too
won't.
good for their home.
Yeah. I'm a bad look for some guys now, so they don't want Noof on their channel. They don't want to join me. That's for sure. Mooch is probably a good guy. He probably would if he can get the time. Well, problem Mooch is now he decided that somehow he's going to stream every Tuesday night. So he's streaming in the same fucking bracket that I'm on here. So you guys go slap Mooch upside the head and tell him to get the fuck over here. Knock off his stream. Come over here and chat with us. I'd love to get him on. Yes, Crap Gamer. He's soon going to be married now, so he's soon got to look after his lady squeeze. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Yeah, he'll go from making clickbait videos to home pornos. We love you, Crap. Shout out to you, brother. Come on anytime. You know you're welcome. You don't need an invitation. You can drop in. But yeah, I think that's about it for tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to give away, since nobody kind of jumped in on this, Anime Heaven. You're going to get that month of Game Pass, courtesy of Matthew Roy Couture. So I got the code for Anime. Make sure you add me on Twitter and send me a message. I will fucking send that to you ASAP, okay? So there you go. This is Iceman's Tuesday podcast. Some of you guys listen to this shit at work, which I don't know how you haven't been fired if you got the volume.
I just start moaning and see what happens.
I've had people tell me
Random moan here and there.
At work, and I'm cracking up laughing, and everybody's looking at me weird. Look, in all fairness to Crap, man, look, Crap is an extremely passionate Xbox fan, right? Like, I've been doing podcasts with him for a long time. I used to be part of Xbox Nation. He's just very passionate. And when you're passionate about something, you just tend to have higher expectations and you get upset. And, and I get it, because I'm kind of there with him. Like, it just feels, whether it is or not, it does feel like Microsoft has sort of slapped its console base in the face a little bit. They're so primed on doing Game Pass and getting people on phones and getting people on the PC and getting people while you're in the restaurant taking a shit,
Right.
Mr. What's happening, man? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the show. But do you know what I mean? So, it does feel like if you're an Xbox owner and that's your primary place to play, it feels like we're third fiddle. They don't even talk about it much now like they used to. Remember one time when Xbox was the focus of a fucking show? It's Xbox. It's exclusive to Xbox. Blah blah blah. You guys are Xbox fans in this chat. You fucking remember those times, and you remember how excited you got. And now it's
fucking yeah! It's all about Game Pass. Actually, I forgot to mention this earlier when I went to go see Chucky. 3 times I saw a Game Pass fucking ad over and over and over again. It had nothing to do with Xbox. Had nothing to do with anything. It was Game Pass, and it said play Forza and Metro now. there was nothing else. What happened to the marketing for all like the exclusives that are going to be coming out?
Yeah.
You know, what happened to that?
Spider-Man says that people need to deal with it, and I get where you're going, Spider-Man. But at the same time, you can't completely sort of ignore the people that built your fucking empire, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't be so fucking
I
focused
get
on
that.
getting the dollars than getting the question mark dollars. And I'm talking about the casual fans, getting the cell phone crowd, of getting those fucking dollars. Then you're like, you know what I mean? Then the ones that are coming from the hardcore people, right? Yeah, the days are gone, and I guess that's it. You either put up, shut up, or like I said, get in, get out, whatever it is. We got to change. We got to change with it. But you'd have to understand too that some people take a little bit longer to change than others. Some people, like I said, if you're one of those guys that were on digital games 2 or 3 years ago, you're not too worried about the shit. If you're like me, you're still holding on to physical, blah blah blah. And you have your certain reasons. You know what I mean? But are we wrong? This is the thing. You guys make us feel like we're wrong when we're not. It's just
Right.
we think about this differently than you do, and
I
we have a
I I
choice,
get
right?
it.
We either
Yeah.
buy the Xbox and move on, like you said, or we fucking don't. Like we have a choice, or you buy the competitor, and if the competitor goes that fucking way too, then well, I guess what? We're all hooped. I mean, is anybody here fucking super excited? Got your dick in a bunch about Stadia? I don't know. Like, are you a Stadia fucking
Oh,
supporter? I'm not on with that fucking streaming bullshit. Period. I don't mind streaming my music, but my games, I need them
right.
on a console.
No, I completely I get you, Newf. I'm just going with the flow of things. Me personally,
Yeah.
it's whatever. But in a way, I can see it from your point because you're almost like betrayed, even and left behind from what
Yeah,
was
and I get
before
it. I
out.
get the other
Yeah,
side too. That when you're hardcore, like and the views that we have, you're looked at as sort of being old school, stubborn, and you're a console war warrior, right?
right.
And there is some truth to that. You know, it's when it's always your top brand, you want it to be the best. Whether it's like your sports team or the car that you drive, you pick it for a reason. It's because it has something that appeals to you, and you do want it. You spent money and invested your time and your money, and you want it to be the best product to you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, that's just the way it is, and you do feel bad. I mean, me, I got all the consoles. What's this fucking console war for me? I buy all the games I want.
That
I play
doesn't
on
make
everything.
fucking
Like,
sense.
and I don't make video after video downplaying Sony or downplaying Nintendo or vice versa. So if you're calling me a console warrior, then you fucking got me confused with somebody else, because I have made more than enough videos. I stream on PlayStation. I go on YouTube and stream there. I stream the games, and you don't hear me talking shit about PlayStation 24/7. You don't hear me talking shit about Xbox. You don't hear me talking about
Oh, it
Nintendo.
fucking cracks me up
You
when
know,
I see people say that shit to you, Newf. I'm like,
like you guys don't follow me or don't know me very well. Like
sorry.
I
I'm
got
like,
everything and I buy everything and I promote everything, right?
and
You know,
multiple times even. How many PlayStations have you?
my channel is not constantly videos of downplaying or promoting. If Sony
Right.
does something great, I'll be the first guy to say Sony did fucking great. If they didn't, I'll call them out, and they'll do the same for Xbox. I think, like I said, Xbox had a phenomenal E3 this year. I don't deny it. I just didn't think it was as good as last year's. Maybe because last year's was so fucking good and there were so many surprises. This year, it just felt like they played it really safe. And I guess maybe my expectations
No,
were
they
higher.
did.
We didn't get as much stuff that I wanted to see, right? Again,
Right.
it disappointed me. It might not have disappointed you, and that's cool. You might have thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. I
Oh,
thought
no.
Nintendo was good because they played to their strengths. They showed off games that their fans really, really have been wanting, like a new Luigi's Mansion and Animal Crossing, so on and so. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'll leave it at that. We're not here to fucking argue and talk like idiots. And that's one thing I respect about the people that come to this show and come on to our chats. People are very respectful. They have great opinions. They can
Yes,
call me out
very
when they
much
disagree
so.
with me, and I'm not here to call them an idiot or a liar. Like, you guys are as right as I am right, or as wrong as I am wrong. Everybody's entitled to their own fucking opinion, right?
Exactly.
Um, yeah, absolutely. And same thing with Primal. And Primal can call me out, and she will. If she thinks I'm saying something that's stupid and out of line, she will. Trust me. And I'm not going to get offended by it, because I'm not a
Oh, yeah,
fucking
and I'm not attacking you, and I don't
no,
think you're
not at
saying
all.
it's wrong either. No, it's just it's what a conversation is.
That's the thing. You know, people that can try to see points from both sides of the fence are the most grounded. But when you're constantly got one door shut on one side and you can't see it the fucking window,
Mhm.
yeah. There you go, right? Way to go, Jason. I'm glad, man. You're happy with your X. I love my X. I love, that most of my games are looking fantastic there. I mean, Jesus, just going back and playing the fucking back and pack. Like, I'm just playing Splinter Cell Blacklist on my Xbox One X, and it looks fucking amazing. Like, the texture quality now and the clarity of the game, it almost like you're playing new games when you're playing those games with their fucking Xbox One enhancements. It's unbelievable. Go back and play your backlog catalog of 360 games on the X, and I'm telling you, man, especially if you got a 4K, you got a good TV, you will see the difference, and you'll be like, "Damn, this game looking." It's like looking at a new game again. It's crazy, great stuff. Open minds to gaming, man. Just like relationships, just everything in life. Be open minded. Remember, there's always two sides to every story.
Yes.
There's always opinions. One person's is not more right than wrong. The only time I'm going to tell you that you're fucking wrong is if you're coming in here with hate speech, because that's always wrong.
Right.
Period. That's always wrong. There is no right if it's hate speech, prejudice, fucking racism, all that bullshit. That shit can fucking fly the fuck. There's no room for that in my podcast, or shouldn't be room for it in anybody's podcast, right? You can have fun. We're about games. We're having fun, not about tearing other people down. We're here to build up the pillars, not break them down.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better, New.
That's right. We're a community. We're all supposed to be part of the one nucleus, whether you like one console more than another. Play your games and enjoy them and let other people enjoy their shit. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. That's all I can say. I love my PSVR. Lots of people constantly give me shit because I like VR. Oh my God, Noof, you fucking like VR. That shit's fucking trash. That shit's never been. I love it. I think it's great because it's an alternative way to play. It's not my main way to play. It's an alternative way to play, and it offers me an experience I cannot get with traditional gaming. Period. That's VR for you. It's not for everybody, but God damn it, I can't see my life without VR, and I can't wait till PS5 brings out a fucking new VR that's much better and works a little better than this version, because I'll be fucking buying it. Damn straight. Yeah, when you calibrate your fucking TV, good point, Truth. Make sure you do that too, guys. Tweak your settings, because sometimes on the default settings on your TVs, they suck, and you you definitely have to tweak the colors and shit as well. And again, having a good TV, because there's difference in like a cheap ass 4K than it is a really good fucking hopefully wireless. I would say, you know what makes me hopeful for the next batch of VR is looking at Oculus Quest. Look how cool that one is right now. A lot of people are singing the praises of that thing. So I'm excited. I think we're in for a real treat in the next 5 to 10 years of VR headsets for sure. Yeah, absolutely, Cyber. I agree with you, man. Cyber Gunter, guys, another fantastic dude in the chat. If you're not following this guy, go give him a follow. The guy is fucking phenomenal. He's a great guy to hang out with in the chats. Great guy to play games with as well, except for his echoing mic issues. Every time I play a game with Cyber Gunter, I hear myself 2 and 3 times. It's like having the old lady next to me. I'm just teasing, Cyber. It's all good, man. It's all good. But anyway, guys, it's a great time to be gamers. We've kept you here for nearly 2 hours. You've been fantastic. Primal, let people know where they can check your shit out.
Yes, you guys can find me on Twitter at Primal Eve, and I am on my Xbox even when it says I'm not. Also at Primal Eve. So I'm hoping to get some more multiplayer gaming. I may have this upcoming weekend free. So
There you go. It's a
that
Canada Day weekend
might
here,
get some
so I'm
stuff
off.
going on. Ooh. So yeah,
I'm off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I hope to get some gaming in if I'm not too drunk.
right.
All right, there you go, guys. You heard where you to find Primal. Make sure, like I said, you add her on Xbox Live, because we will be doing more community game nights. And guaranteed,
Yes.
if we get closer to the Gears 5 launch, we're going to do a few more of those. We might play some old school Gears. Maybe go back and play 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
That would be fun. And go back and see how rusty as fuck we are. But yeah, so go follow her, and you guys know where to find me, always in the gutter. I love you guys. We'll see you again back here next Tuesday, hopefully, if all goes well.
Yes.
But you guys are fantastic. Remember that. Stay true to yourself. Keep on gaming. I'm not sure that somebody mentioned at the top of the show too, this Ithaca guy. I'm not real familiar with him. I'm kind of just getting wind of this today, but rest in peace, Ithaca. I heard he was a really good podcaster. I
Mhm.
heard he was a good podcaster and a big influence on people. So sorry to hear like of the bad news. So hopefully he rests in peace and that people keep him in their hearts, minds, and in good spirits, and remember what he brought to the podcast community.
Yes, my thoughts are with his family, his loved ones, friends, fans, followers, everything. Um, Also something else, if you guys ever feel like you need to talk to anybody or say something that you may not be able just to say to anybody else, I'm here. I'm sure Noof is there as well. We're here to talk. We're real people. We're not just like somebody who's just gonna blow you off or anything like that. So mental health and being able to actually talk about it is really difficult. So just so you know, you guys have an outlet if need be.
Amen. And Primal's great to talk to. She has a great fucking ear. You can already tell because she listens to my shit for 2 hours, so you know she will listen to yours. Uh, no, but she's fantastic, and like I'm saying, same thing, and I'll echo her sentiment. We are here if you're having a rough time. I can't always help people as much as if I was a millionaire, billionaire, I'd help you guys financially, but I'm not. I'm usually in a pretty bad grind myself, but play games, man. That's the thing. That's what got me through some tough times was playing games.
Yes,
And I think a
absolutely.
lot of us feel the same way.
Mhm.
When we're having that rough period of time, we fire up our console, we play some of our favorite games, and we escape from the shit that bothers us. That's why I
Yes.
love gaming. It's therapy for many people. You know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
But outside of that, when you do need to talk to people, we are here. You can pop in and say, "Noof, I got some shit, man," because I will definitely listen. And sometimes that's all it takes—a listening ear, not one from your moms and dads and your relatives. Because I find the
Yeah.
problem with them is they're the most goddamn judgmental,
Oh, I know.
and
It's
they're
all
always the people that says, "Hey, you're just full of shit." Right? Because they're your parents and your relatives, and that's what they do. Fucking, yeah, you're full of shit. But sometimes you just need someone to talk to because it just makes you clarify things, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Same reason sometimes we talk out loud to ourselves because when we talk out loud, we convey our thoughts and they're actually easy to understand.
I know.
I have to because I forget if I don't talk out loud. But then people think you're crazy. He's talking to himself. Yes. Sometimes friends are better. Totally agree with you, Iceman, unless they're backstabbing bitches. But yeah, those you got those two. Anyway, getting off topic, we are 9:56.
Yes.
Thank you, one and all, for being here, guys. You're fantastic. Make sure you tweet this out, you reshare it, you tell your friends. We're still aiming. I want to get to that big 50 number one of these nights. I tell you, if we get to 50,
Yes.
I promise you I'm going to do a cool giveaway. When we get to that 50 watchers, I want to do something fun for all you guys in the community. So keep that in
Not
mind.
only
Anyway,
that, Noof, you need to get 1,000 subscribers. You
I know
are.
I am like less than
No, you're
70 away now.
yeah.
Remember, if
So
you're subscribing to New, if you technically subscribe into Primal, she is part of my channel. I can't do this without her, so we're 50-50. If I ever start making some fucking income, I guarantee you she'll be getting a 50-50. All right, because that's how I roll. But yeah, we're getting there. So yeah, you subscribe to me, you subscribe to her. Like I said, we're part of this together, and that's how we roll. Anyway, guys, we are out. We'll catch you guys later. Maybe see you online. Remember, if you see me or Primal, send us a message. Let's play games sometime.
yep, even just to drop a hi or how you doing.
That's right. Peace out. Cheers. Love y'all. See you next week.
Good night, everyone.